Thank you for tuning into the Check Down Podcast, HTX. I'm your host, Robert Lopez, along with my co-host, Roy Swan. We got a special guest in here tonight, Dobie head football coach, Coach Kevin Berneathy. Coach, how you doing?
Good.
We also have Johnny Will, another heart of the Galveston County, Galveston, Texas. Sorry about that. Was that you? Me?
That's me.
Galveston, Texas.
Galveston, Texas.
I have y'all know they've been in here shining on me for 30 minutes already, man, talking about they beat Texas City over and over again. I'm kind of salty about that, but it's all right. It's all right.
We got a producer, Julio Ramirez. Julio, how you doing?
Doing good.
Sounds good. The Check Down Podcast, HTX, brought to you by C4 Bat Company, Issa Cookie, and the Wind Up Media Group. Roy, how was your weekend, man? Silence.
Saturday was pretty good. Sunday it didn't go so well, man. We lost to West Texas.
Y'all lost
Monday. Oh, we made it. Sunday was good. We won, 66-0 Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we won 66-0. We had a good game against El Paso, but that's not my team. It's Johnny's team. You can let Johnny talk. I'm just an assistant.
That's part of being a head coach, right?
Yeah. Coach, how you doing? How's 2020 been to you so far?
Good. No complaints. Just both our boys and girls basketball teams are in the playoffs. Softball season's rolling. Boys soccer's doing good. Girls soccer's rolling. I mean, track is going. So I mean, we're busy. It never stops. So it's been good so far. Yeah.
We're gonna have Devon Alexander on the phone with us shortly. We're gonna ask him a couple questions and get his prediction for the Fury and Wilder fight. Johnny Will, what do you think about that fight?
Oh yeah, man. I think Wilder gonna knock him out.
Wow. I think you knocked him out last time.
Okay.
I mean, that's neither here nor. I mean, some say that he lost, right? I mean, with points. I definitely think Fury he outboxed him because that's how Deontay is. He's gonna sit there and he's gonna pressure you and let you kind of swing or whatever. But I think Deontay seals the deal.
Yeah.
If you go by history, every time he fights somebody the second time, he knocks him out.
It's gonna be a good fight. Roy, what do you think?
It's hard to go against Wilder, but
That dude is huge.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a tough one. I'm gonna see what Devon Alexander got to say. Then I'll make my pick.
Yeah, me too.
Wilder wins, bro.
Coach, do you watch boxing?
Yeah, I do. Actually gonna plan on watching the fight Saturday night. I got kind of like y'all, Wilder. No reason, just that he won last time.
Yeah.
I don't know what the technique or the mind game of having to fight somebody twice is, but winners win.
Of course.
Will the Wilder and Joshua fight happen next?
I think it should. I think the zone wants to. I think after this fight, because Fury is the lineal champion, so he don't really have a belt, right? He's a lineal champion. He wants to unify, so they will fight. If not next, the fight after that, it's going to happen. It's going to be the biggest thing you ever seen in your life.
Well, I read what you got?
No.
I read that there's a 30-day rematch clause. So if in this Wilder Fury fight, so if one of those guys wants a rematch, they can get it in 30 days.
Really? I didn't know that.
So
that might put something into it, but the fight will happen. Wilder will fight Joshua. He will knock him out too, and he's going to have everything.
Champ, what's up, man?
Talk to me, champs.
How you doing today, Devon?
Man, I cannot complain at all. I'm on a podcast with you guys.
Hey, I appreciate you calling in and getting all this set up. Roy, I'm gonna let Roy take the lead on this. 1 second.
Okay.
Hey, I saw you post the other day. So you got a fight coming up?
Yes, sir. April 18th is going down.
Where you gonna be at?
Either between Antonio DeMarco or Abel Ramos. Abel Ramos just fought co-main event in that card on the what's his name? The guy from Tennessee, Caleb. He just fought co-main event on that one. The one that stopped the guy is like the last round in 1 second.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Where are you gonna fight at?
So either him or Antonio DeMarco is who he's shooting for.
Is it gonna be? You know what city you're gonna be in?
Not yet, not yet. We're working on the venue. It's gonna be on Fox though.
We got to come check you. We're gonna bring the Check Down podcast to check you out. But we'll get right in.
Absolutely.
We'll get right into it, man. So far you've had some tough fights. Khan, Porter, Bradley, Maidana. You beat Maidana. When you go into these type of fights, what's your mindset? Before a big fight like that, like fighting those guys.
Well, you gotta think. I've been doing it a long time, and that man across the ring is just another fighter with a different set of skills than me. So I just go in there with confidence. Everything you do in sports and life is about confidence, and that's what I go into each fight, each big fight. I go into with confidence. So as a man, he got two hands just like me, 2 feet like me, and mentally, I'm prepared because a fighter might got more power or a little better footwork than me, but I don't think nobody got better footwork than me. But it'd be just a little bit better skills than me, which I don't think. But either or, every fight is different, and everybody come to fight. So doesn't matter who I fight, man. I just get mentally prepared, do my regimen, do my prayers, do everything before the fight, and get in there and do what I got to do. Sometimes, we come up short, and every time I did come up short, it was something that I did. It wasn't nothing that they did or they kicked my ass, or it was just something I didn't follow the game plan or something that didn't go right that night. And, but nobody can ever say they kicked my ass in the ring. All of my losses has been something I did or wasn't doing. Nobody can say, "Oh, I done smashed Devon, smashed him up."
So I'm gonna let another one of our hosts ask you a question. But so I'm a football player, right? By trade.
Okay.
That's what I did. And like right before the kickoff, you're excited. But when I look in the boxing ring, and I see you guys like face to face. What is that like? We don't get that. We don't get that until the game actually starts. What does that moment feel like? You looking at the dude and you like, I'm about to punch you in the face like in a few seconds. Like what is that moment? Like?
It's a mental, that last mental edge you try to get, because like Tyson used to say, you can look a guy in the face. If you blink one time, you got him. And it's a mental thing. You look a guy straight in his face, and if he look to the left or look to the right or looking down, that means he's not sure of himself. So really, it's really a mental edge that you can get the last minute. And not all the time it's a mental thing, but most of the time it could be mental, especially when you're in a big fight. If your opponent not looking at you straight in the face, and he looks to the left or the right, Tyson knew he had him. And I think that goes for any fighter.
Hey, Devon, I've been watching you for a long time. I love the way you fight. You never cheat the game. When you come in, I can tell you always in tip-top shape. You say you're fighting on Fox. Who you been promoted by now?
Al. I'm with Al Heyman. He's my advisor. I've been with Al for about five or 6 years now. So, Al, Al is one of the best, one of the biggest, one of the best. So, Al get you top dollar. He's never did me wrong. You can't say anything bad about Al because he's always treating his fighter with the utmost respect and paying what they're worth.
And I hear that about Al all the time. I'm a big time Al supporter. I support all his fighters. So hey, good stuff.
So what would you say to a kid who wanted to be wants to be a boxer? What advice would you give a young guy?
Oh, that's that. Athletes, whatever sport you in, you always will get the question. You always gonna get people to say, "I want to play football. I want to box. I want to do this." So any kid that come up to me and say, "Okay, I want to fight. I want to be a boxer when I grow up," I say, "Okay." Now, I take it as you just saying that because I'm a fighter. So if a kid keep asking, "Okay, hey, Dad, I want to go to the gym. I want to go to the gym," If he keep asking, I will bring him to the gym, and then let him train. Then put him in the ring. Once he get in the ring, this is how you can tell if a kid really wants to fight or not. When you get in the ring and get into a real sparring match and get hit in the nose or that mouth and that nose start bleeding, that's when you go know if that kid really wants to fight. If that kid get is not good that day and some other kid get the better of him and he start crying or whatever and he come back, then you got something. But if they don't, then you know that boxing not for them. Most of the time, 95% of the time, a kid that I put in the ring and spoil for the first time don't come back. They be like, "Oh hell no, you ain't nobody finna keep hitting on me like that. I do not like it. This dude hit me in a body shot, couldn't breathe, such." But that 5% that's toughs it out usually wind up going on to do great things. But that's how you can tell if a kid really wants to do it by putting him in the ring the first time, and the first time he get the nosebleed, then he come back and say, "I want some more." That's when you know you got something.
So we got a big fight coming up. I already know what you're gonna say. I already know the answer. You're gonna give me the right answer. You got Deontay Wilder. You got Tyson Fury. Who you going with and why?
Who I'm going, I see with heavyweights is different. One punch can change the fight. I mean, it's just so strong and big. So I never say if a heavyweight's going to win or not. What I do is I got a strategy for both fighters. And, for as Wilder, if Wilder hit Fury with that right hand, it's over. It's good night, goodbye. Because anytime Wilder hit anybody with that right hand, he going to knock the soul out of their body. And it's going to be over. So, but if it go the distance, Fury's going to win. Period. Because Wilder's not that good of a fighter. He's not that good of a technical fighter to outbox or be smart enough to say, okay, let me out. I ain't gonna knock him out. Let me go to being smart and box. Wilder ain't got that. Wilder solely go depend on that right hand. Now, if Fury is smart, and I was just talking to my son this morning, if Fury's smart, his trainer is smart, he's supposed to be training to avoid that right hand. If Fury can avoid that right hand, Fury's going to beat him. If not, and Wilder catch with that right hand, it's night-night.
So you avoided making that prediction. You kind of
because it just takes one punch.
Yeah.
It just like Ortiz and Wilder, the second one. It just took one punch. So with the heavyweights, it's kind of hard to tell. With the lower weights, I usually can tell who's going to win or predict who's going to win or give my judgment. But with heavyweights, that's all it takes is one punch.
Yeah, that's true. So you spoke about earlier, you've been in the game for a long time. You started when you were 17. You got 3 championships in multiple weight classes. 16 years in the game. What left do you feel like you have to accomplish in boxing?
Well, the thing about it is, I always told myself that I want to go out on top. I want to go out on my shield. I want to go out with a good taste in people's mouth. So I don't think I'm there yet, and I think my body is still still feels good, feel vibrant. Like I'm running every day. When I train, I feel good. So I always told myself when I leave, I want to leave on my own terms. When I stop, I want to leave with a good taste in their mouth. And they say Devin can fight when he want to. Devin's on top of the game. Devin's on top. That's what I always told myself for is, when the last time I'll fight.
Nothing. Well, man, we appreciate you calling in. we definitely wanted to get that prediction out of you. You gave us right down the middle of the line.
Y'all ain't the only people that's try to get it out of me. But that's my honest answer, to be honest. Because you just never know with heavyweights.
It's definitely going to be a good, like you mentioned that Ortiz fight, man. I just knew that Ortiz was going to be a tough fight for Wilder the second time, and it wasn't even close. So that's what kind of scares you about this one, man. But
yes, and you got to think about it. You got to think about it. With the first fight, it was a draw, and Wilder still knocked it down twice. So you got to think to yourself, okay, if Fury boxes him and stay away from that right hand, it mess around be a shutout. But all in all, he gonna catch Fury with that right hand. It's just a matter of how hard and how flush he catch him with it.
yeah, well, man, everybody, this is Devon, the great Alexander. You fighting on April 18th. We're all going to check you out, man. Appreciate you calling in to the check down, and we'll try to get you back on here, man, maybe before you fight.
So what y'all saying? Y'all coming?
Oh, for sure. I'm going to try to get there, man. Look, we're following you on Instagram, keeping up with you, man. We want to come check you out. I definitely would like to get out there and see you.
Definitely.
See you abuse somebody, man.
You tell Al I said
that'd be
what's
awesome,
up.
champ. I got tickets for you. So let me know.
For sure, man. We appreciate it, man. We're going to keep in touch with you, man.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for calling in, bud.
All right, my man.
All right.
You see that man signed to Al Heyman. That's where the dog's at. You understand
Yeah,
that?
man.
Okay.
That's where the dog's
Let me ask you a
at.
question about that real
Nah,
quick.
before he asks me this question, just understand he don't know nothing about boxing, all right? Because you know what I'm saying? I'm just messing around.
No. Okay, so you say that's where the dog's at.
Most definitely. Collectively, yes.
Okay. Who, in what weight class, can compete with the fighters for the zone? As far as your middleweight, as far as
You talking about Cinnamon? You talking about Cinnamon?
no, just period.
So first of all,
BJS.
the best boxer in the game right now is Cinnamon.
Thank you.
All right, he's the best. I
you.
like him. I'm a fan of Cinnamon. If you don't know who Cinnamon
who
is,
Cinnamon
Canelo. It's Canelo. Hey, I'm a fan of him. But who else does the zone have? You talking about Garcia, Ryan Garcia, who hasn't fought anybody?
Okay,
He's a pretty boy. I mean, you talking
that's
about?
a great point.
Okay,
How do you think he did in his past couple fights?
I think he did good.
Okay.
He did what he was supposed to do, and I'm not hating on him, right? So don't get it twisted. I think,
No,
I think he passes the eye test, but you don't know what kind of dog you got
'Cause
until
he
you put him in
hasn't
front of
gotten
another
hit.
dog. It's just like 7-on-7. All that crap look good till we put them pads on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so but he does look good.
Okay, so going in, they're saying that he's supposed to fight Linares.
Okay.
How do you see that fight shaping out?
Man, the thing about it is, Linares he has been tested, and I haven't seen Ryan Garcia tested
Yeah.
yet. So it's a lot of unknowns there. That's just what I see. I haven't seen him in them dog fights yet. He passes the eye test.
That's what worries me.
He has the explosion. He has everything you want to see. But the thing about it is, when he get nasty in there, is he willing to go the extra mile? Because when you fight against tomato cans, you hit them in the stomach, they're going home. But guys who have pride, they're not going down like that.
Yeah. What about Lomachenko and Davis? Who wins?
Lomachenko and Davis. I'm gonna tell you like this here. Davis comes in. He's in shape. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He kicks his ass.
What?
Yes.
What?
Listen.
I disagree with that.
Listen.
Respectively.
Lomo.
Do you hear that,
Hey,
Lomachenko?
Hey,
Do
but
you
Johnny,
hear this?
I've been telling you that, right?
Yeah.
I've disagreed with you for a while
Yes.
now.
Here's the thing. Lomo, one fight he lost. He ain't want to get that back because he was in there with a dog. You understand that? You feel me? A dog.
Where's that dog at now?
Where is he at? Lomo didn't want to fight him again, bro.
But he had to fight other people.
He had to fight other people. Name them.
No.
No,
The dog.
The guy that he lost to. Who did he lose to?
Lomachenko went
He lost
here.
to,
Where'd the dog go?
What you mean? I'm trying to catch it.
The person who beat him.
Where's he at now?
Oh, he's still fighting.
Where is he at? Why is he not? Why is he not here? If he's the dog, he's a puppy.
No. I mean, Lomo.
He's a puppy.
Lomo been moving up.
Yeah, that other dude.
Lomo's been moving up. That's why I mean that's kind of it was a lower weight class. All I'm
he
saying
hadn't
is,
been- okay.
all I'm saying is, here's the thing: Lomo has been beaten.
Once.
Has he been beaten? Yes or no? Is it a game plan to beat him? Yes or no?
His first fight. Here you go with that Mayweather
Has he
stuff.
been beaten? Yes or no?
Yeah.
He has. Yeah, of course.
Has Davis been beaten?
Who has he fought?
No.
Who has Davis fought though?
Humans.
No, seriously.
What'd you
Who
call
has he
them?
fought?
Humans.
What do you call them? Tomato cans. That's who he's fought.
No,
Tomato
no.
cans.
Truthfully,
Fighting
I
other
think
humans.
I'm not a boxing analyst, but I think Davis is good.
Davis is good. He
I
passed
think
the eye test.
He definitely does.
And Lomo does too. I mean, my thing is this. Lomo is a great boxer. He has the best footwork I've ever seen anybody have in the boxing, period. But Davis have something in both those hands, bro. You understand that? Mm-hmm. It's special. You can't teach that. And that's the good thing about boxing is in the 12th round, you can still win. Mm-hmm. And I feel like if Davis come in, I think Davis will do that. Because it's a bigger weight class for Lomo as well. So, hey, we'll see.
We'll see, man.
I ain't wrong much. Not on boxing.
Okay,
Well-
so I'm hearing also Billy Joe Saunders against Cinnamon. Who wins?
Oh, I ain't going against Cinnamon, dog. Cinnamon, dog. I like Cinnamon. I'm a fan of Cinnamon.
No, I'm
Hey,
saying because
man.
there's a lot of people that saying
Listen,
Billy's gonna wreck.
Listen,
Uh,
let me say this real
Charlo
quick.
twins versus Cinnamon. Who wins?
I ain't getting that. But let me tell you
Come
this.
on now.
I ain't getting that.
No, I want you to answer
I'm
that.
going H-Town
I
all
want-
day.
Oh,
Hey,
hell
but let me tell you this. Here, this the reason Cinnamon is so good. Thing about it is, man, when you was young, you know, I'm Baptist, man, and you different after you get baptized. You dig what I'm saying? That man Cinnamon, he got baptized by Floyd Mayweather. He ain't never been the same. He been better ever since. You know what I'm saying? He been baptized in that,
I agree.
in the blood of Floyd Mayweather.
Excuse us, church people. Excuse his comments, church people. Those are Johnny Will's comments and not those of the church.
What I'm saying is, man, Floyd Mayweather baptized him. You know what I'm saying? In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. And he been blessed ever since. Is all I'm saying.
Oh my Lord.
Hey man, well that ends our boxing segment.
We'll touch on this later.
Look, guys, we're gonna call our guy Doug from the Glazier Clinic. He's given us a code so you guys can go to the Glazier Clinic because y'all don't know how to coach. And
I hear
this-
that every day.
coaches, that's what they tell us
hear
every
that?
day.
Oh, all the time.
What?
It don't stop. Dude.
That's crazy, man.
stop, man.
That's crazy.
I gotta go look at my phone. I'm gonna give Julio. Will you put the code in when I give it to you? I gotta go look at my text messages and I can't type it. It is check down 20, and Doug is waiting on us to call. So when you get a chance, call him. Check down 20. That'll get you into the Glazier Clinic and any Glazier Clinic that they have for the rest of the year for $10, guys. It'll also get you the vault, all the information they have to make you a better coach and get out of the engage 8 defense and the 5 men on the line of scrimmage.
No, it's not working.
It's not working?
I mean, we know what you guys doing with that $40. So look, this week, just don't spend that 40 on me.
You can keep 30 and spend 10 on the Glazier Clinic.
Yes, you have to at least have a credit score of 560 to actually get into the Glazier Clinic. I just want you guys to know.
Check your Equifax. How you doing, man? We're gonna plug you in real quick. $560 credit score. No, man, they're gonna have some good guys in the Glazier Clinic. My old coach, Coach McVeigh, man. Coach McVeigh was my freshman teacher, and you know now he's up there in Tompkins, and he's gonna be at the Glazier Clinic. So that's kind of gonna be cool to listen to him. How you doing, Doug?
I'm doing good, Coach. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Man, I appreciate you coming on, man. I was just telling these guys, man, we got a lot of guys who are coaching deficient, and we're trying to help them out by getting them to your clinic, man. How do you feel this clinic will be beneficial to the youth coaches around here?
Well, I feel like the Glazier clinics in general really benefit the youth population. As we look at football from a national perspective, across from coast to coast, 33 clinics in all these states, we get to see a lot of variance in the programs that are in those different places, but also specifically the youth programs. And so we set out about 6 to 8 years ago to make an impact in youth programs through a lot of very different things. I tell you, it's a tough road for the youth program. It really is. We've tried a lot of things, like I mentioned. We continue to pound at it, and really we just found that it's honestly coaches like you and folks that you're working with to see these local programs lifted up. So at Glazier Clinics, that's what we're really shooting for. Like during our earlier conversation, our goal is that we bring value to clinic for a coach that is seeking to go to that next level. And so for a youth coach, it's the same thing. If they want to see concepts that work and can be used at any level and see coaches that are and rub elbows with coaches that are winning at each and every level of football, then this is where you do it.
I got a question. So where do you go about for your certain clinics and locations of picking your speakers or your lecture guys, the coaches that speak for your clinics and put on the content of instruction?
You mean how do we go about working that through for like throughout the year to get ready for it?
I'm talking about like schedule speakers. You get like Coach McVay from Tompkins High School, or Coach Gary Joseph from Katy High School, or going to get like somebody like Tom Herman or something like that to get on your lineup. Like, where do you go to select those coaches?
Sure. So so we actually have an entire department that is just dedicated to speakers. So it's rightfully named the speaker department. It's been run. We've had coaches for a number of years. So we had a big change about a year and a half ago. A gentleman named Bruce Cobley really kind of instilled in Glazier the attitude and the direction of how we seek out speakers. If you're not familiar with Bruce Cobley, he was one of the greatest coaches, specifically in Georgia. He's one of the winningest coaches in Georgia as well. But he coached for about 45 years. Pretty well known, incredible guy. I mean, he is a saint among the football community. And what he did was he instilled in Glazier what Frank Glazier started out 30 plus years ago, was that coaches at a Glazier clinic needed to come with meat on the bone, and they needed to have a track record that could show that they not only could win, lead a program, but they could lead other coaches. And that's really where we start with this. So our process starts in April each year, and then it kicks off through about a 4-month planning period where there is a ton of meetings, a bunch of people fly into Colorado Springs 2 or 3 times, and they start going through the process of vetting and seeking out coaches for the varied clinics. And then from there, there's about 8 different people involved in the day-to-day, and that involves many relationships in different locations throughout the United States. And that is where we spend our time kind of vetting, going through who it is, starting conversations, calling out the coaches, speaking to them, and making sure that we get a lineup and fill a clinic with the best value that we can bring to the table.
Hey, does Glacier want more youth coaches to attend these clinics?
We would love it. So, yes, we actually feel like we can never do good enough on youth coaches. That is – and like I said before, we've had varied approaches to how we did this throughout the years. But yes, because of the environment of youth coaching, it's different for how we communicate to a high school program. The high school program, we always have a way to reach those programs. In worst case scenario, we can mail them something. The building hasn't moved or left. But in the youth program, the coaches change quite a bit. The programs change. The contact information changes. It's much harder for us to communicate with the youth community. And so, yes, we are always working really hard. We partner with a number of even vendors that speak to the youth community more than we do and are there on a day-to-day basis, that we try to make sure we're keeping up that contact and that we can reach out to them. But honestly, from our perspective, we can never do good enough to get youth coaches to the clinics.
So I know you got a flight to catch. So tell us about this special deal you made up for us for the youth coaches out here, and how do they go about signing up?
Sure. So as soon as I heard what you guys were doing, I made sure I got with our team that we could do something for you. So basically, normally it's $25 for a youth coach, which that's already sponsored and discounted from $150 for a single coach that comes from a high school program. So again, it's normally price in Houston for any youth coach in Houston. We discounted that today and made up a coupon code to make it $10. Wow. To see coaches come out. There's a coupon code. It's checkdown20. I've already sent that over to you guys. The way that works is if you go to glazierclinics.com, and the top right-hand side, you'll see a blue button that says buy your pass. You click there, there'll be a table that has all of our standard pricing. Just below that table, there is a button for youth coaches, and that takes you to that sponsored scholarship page that knocks that down to $25. When you click it, you'll go through the process, enter a coupon code, and it'll be $10 in the end when you're done.
Well, man, that's a big deal for us, man. We're trying to get as many guys out there as we can. I know I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I was there last year. I got to hear Baylor's old defensive coordinator, and I got to hear the Raging Cajuns head coach. And those guys were, like, really spitting, some knowledge. So if you guys listening, man, get out there and listen to it. We appreciate the call, man. Have a good flight, and I'll see you. You'll be here Saturday, right? You'll be here for the clinic this weekend, right?
I will be in the clinic this weekend. That's correct.
Okay, well, I'll see you this weekend, man. Appreciate everything you're doing for us.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Good night, Coach. See you.
That's good stuff, man.
That's a big deal, man. I always talk about us being the gatekeepers of football, right? Coach, me and Johnny live in Coach's backyard, and he doesn't want us to send him a bunch of tomato cans.
No tomato cans.
So that's why I'm going to the coaching clinic, so I can make sure that I don't produce tomato cans. What about you, Johnny?
I mean, my motivation so I started doing the Glazier clinics before anybody was talking about it, right? I was looking up stuff. I was on I was on dumbcoach.com, everything I could find, right? And it was never about winning. It was never about sending somebody something. It was about, man, I'm putting these kids in a bad situation, right? Like somebody's blitzing 6 people, and I'm not understanding. I got a kid back here getting smacked up, right? And I'm ultimately going to make this kid not want to play football anymore. And that was my motivation, to go seek out the knowledge, to make sure I'm keeping these kids safe.
One thing I'll say about Johnny is, we went to high school together and all, but there was a lot of years where we really didn't even see each other or, probably even think about each other. But one day when I started coaching high school football and I was at a Glazier Clinic, I ran into Johnny. And ever since then, we just kind of, hey, let's change numbers. We talk back and forth. And it's just kind of crazy how full circle happens. And at a place like the Glazier Clinic where you see great coaches that you might not ever think you're ever going to talk to, you sit down next to them, you ask a question, you start talking, and now you know that person. You see him the next time, hey, man, what's going on? How's things going? And then all of a sudden you start building this network of people, and it's kind of like so to speak, a reference list of people that you can call and you can ask questions to and you can trust, and it's all a shared business. That's one thing that people might not understand is if you come into my school, there are no secrets. Every play we run is designed to score a touchdown, just like every play you run is designed to score a touchdown. We're in this thing to help kids for sure, but help each other too. So we're always open. I've had coaches from LaPorte come to my school this spring, coaches from Conroe, Grand Oaks come to my school this spring just to see how we work out, our kids. So it's all shareable.
So I'm glad he said something. So every play that you have is designed to score, right? People are so into this spread, craze where they don't even understand what really spread really is. Like, people think that spread is because you're in the shotgun. It's not true. Like, you can run spread sets out the I formation, right? So the answer isn't always the spread. Sometimes people lose because, here's the thing, people are too vain, right? If somebody beat me, probably that team was better than me, right? It's not always because, hey, the coach could have did this. No, that team probably just better. Sometimes they got better athletes. Yeah. How many teams beat North Shore this year?
None. No, Katie. Katie.
Well, you got Katie, right? But they avenged that. The Tuskegee didn't lose to that many teams neither, right? Like,
they lost to North Shore.
Yeah, lost to North Shore, right?
And Katie.
So
tough sledding, man.
It just frustrates me when people think just the spread is the answer to everything. It's not true.
You bring up North Shore and Katie, and that's one of our questions to Coach, man. How do you, no matter how good you are this year, you're going to have to go through a gauntlet in that playoffs.
All right.
And we asked the North Shore coaches, we asked Coach Snelson, we asked all the coaches, how do you get through that? What gets you through that gauntlet? You're gonna have to play Dickinson, North Shore, Katy, Lake Travis,
Right.
Duncanville. That's a tough 5-game stretch. What do you tell your kids?
It's just like I told our kids. I tell them every day. I told them today, like, we're preparing for that moment today. Like, we're not waiting till tomorrow. We were preparing for it yesterday. They weren't even in school yesterday, but we were preparing for that moment. Everything we do every day is preparing ourselves to play with a team of that stature. We're like the 11th largest school in the state of Texas by enrollment. We're gonna play those teams. And I hear a lot. If you just didn't play so and so in the first round, or like, no, we gotta beat these teams. It's not a deal of luck of the draw in where we're at. There is no luck, because you're gonna play somebody good. Period. And there's a lot of good teams. So we talk about you talk about Atascocita, okay. And you talk about North. Those are 2 teams we lost to, okay? Those are 2 really, really good football teams with a lot of really, really talented players. And, I compare it to I listen to Matt. I like Matt Rule. That's who I like to listen to right now. And he made a statement when he was going to the Carolina Panthers about, his 3rd year at Baylor. Well, his first year at Baylor, they didn't win a game. And then this year they win. What were they? They won 13 games, 12 games. And they lost how many times?
They lost what?
3 times.
3 times, yeah, 4.
To 2 teams.
Oklahoma.
They lost to Oklahoma and Georgia. And Matt Rule basically said, like, look, year 3, we're close, but we really weren't where we need to be to beat a team that's a consistent college football playoff team yet. Year 5, maybe we're there, but it's a constant build. So we lost to 2 teams that are ranked top 10 in the state of Texas. A couple of years ago, we would dream to even be on the field. It could be even considered to be, a team that somebody might pick us to beat that type of team, and unfortunately, we lost to those 2 teams 115-6 out of the combined score, and we talk about that every day. Like, I don't let the kids forget that at all, because, I tell them, remember where we were. This is where we're at, 115-6, and this is where we're going to close this gap. That is our goal. That's where we're going, because we have got to beat these teams. They are not gonna go away. Period. So we either got to do something better, get tougher, get stronger, get something to make it happen, because in the end, it's about results.
Can you describe how you go about developing a game plan, especially for teams like North Shore and Atascocita and stuff like that?
Well, a game plan as far as offense, defense, or just total game?
Just total.
Well, it all depends. A team like Atascocita and North Shore, they're going to score a lot of points. That's just what they do, and so you got to kind of say, well, we need to keep the ball away from them and get first downs and stuff like that, But the way we develop a game plan, or the way I always have, is mainly I've been an offense coach, so I'll kind of give you the offensive perspective of the way I've done it. Is the most important down is 3rd down, okay? So you're going to break down your 3rd down scenario of, okay, what's the best play from 3rd and inches? What's the best play 3rd and 1 to 3? What's the best play 3 to 5? Then 5 to 7, and then 3rd and 10, and then 3rd and you don't want to be in this situation. And those plays have got to be in your game plan. And you can call those plays on any down, because those are the most important plays. So, we're going to find a formation that's going to be productive and find a play that we feel okay. If we feel watching film on Saturday and Sunday, this play's going to work. And then, sometimes it doesn't, But you know what? That didn't work. Well, let's try this other one, And you probably have about 3 or 4 or 5 for each one of those situations. Well, now you've gotten to about 20 plays in your game plan, right? Well, now you start looking at, okay, what are good first down plays? first to open up series, because a good third down play is also a good second down play, right? So you get that, and then you try to marry stuff up. So like this run, I want this run to look like, I want this pass to look like this run. I want it to look exactly the same, and I want to have a screen look just the same as those three, and then I might want to have a draw that matches or marries that same look, and then you're developing an offense, not a bunch of plays.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's like it's all gotta. It's like those smoke and mirrors, right? I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna show you this. Now I'm gonna do this. So we look at that, and really we do our passes first. If that, if you know how it is. We're gonna game plan our pass plays first, and then we're gonna marry our runs, because we feel like we're a good running football team, to our passes, because that's easier for us. So, let's break down. Okay, these are our pass plays. Okay, now let's marry our runs to these passes, and then we go into, when did their defense change? Like, okay, you're in the red zone. When does their defense change? When do they change to man free? When do they change to straight man? Because they're going to, and you got to know when that happens, right? So if you're like they change at the 12. You got 10. Like high school, we share all films now. Like there's no secrets. You got huddle now. If you don't share it, they're gonna get it. That's the bottom line. So we share everything in our district. Our rules are we gonna share every film, and you watch it. The good ones are gonna get it. Because they want to be ready for every scenario, every detail of the game. So when are they gonna change? When do you need to have that man-to-man beating type play, because that's when they change to that type of defense. So you got to know that type of stuff, and we plan that, and it's just a constant of you got to know your opponent. You got to find who you feel are the really good players, who you feel like they're not so good players, and you manipulate your formation to your play to maybe get their good players on the other side, and you're going away from them, and sometimes it works, and sometimes you got to figure out in the game how to fix that, and let's just be honest, some teams have really good players, and you're like, I don't want to, we need to run over here, and then some teams have really good players over here and not so good over here. Then you play teams like the two teams you're talking about, three teams you're talking about, Katy, North Shore, Taylor.
Everybody.
There really ain't a bad choice, You know what I mean? It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a man-to-man fight. You talking about it's gonna be a 12-round battle every dang play. So it's like you got to tell your kids, like, yeah, last week we beat so and so, but this week it's gonna be a gut punch every play, and you got to get up. And just like the boxer said, how do I know somebody doesn't want to box? When he gets punched in the face and he don't want to come back, I mean, that, and that's just life, period. Adversity, struggle. When you fail at something, you got to get back up, and we're not gonna shy away. We're not gonna. I'm good friends with a lot of the coaches at North Shore High School. I talk to John K a lot. Our freshmen every year, their first scrimmage is North Shore High School. They're gonna scrimmage North Shore. That's their first high school experience. Why? That's where we're going. Wow. That's where we're going. That's who you're gonna scrimmage. That's who you gotta get.
Yeah.
That's where we're going. They have what we want. And we're just gonna keep on fighting until we get there.
Setting the tone from the beginning.
Yeah, because like for instance, like Thompson, who's our feeder, Beverly Hills is our feeder. Thompson, last year, not this past school year, but the year before, their 8th graders went undefeated, didn't get scored on. Not 1 point. Wow. The whole year. So the first time they ever gave up a touchdown is against North Shore High School, right? So we go scrimmage them, and I'm in Thompson. We're in Thompson. We're in BHI every day. We run the 8th grade off season. We're there. These kids are gonna learn how we want things done. And I'm telling them, you are going to play North Shore on August 13th. It's gonna happen. The 6A station, it's gonna happen. They are going to be there. We go there. We score the first touchdown on them. And they don't score on us until about the 3rd series, right? Well, we don't score again, and then they score late. So they win a scrimmage 2-1 freshman. But we want to put our kids in that situation. That's why one reason why we talk about playing a team like Dickinson. Like we have got to beat a team like that. We have got to go play a team that we're going to see in the play, and that's the type of team we're going to see. We can go play 4 teams that are guaranteed wins. And then tomato
cans.
Yeah. We got to test our guts. You know what I mean?
We asked Nelson that same question, so that's a big game for you guys playing Dickinson early in the year, but it's also a game that you could have to repeat. How do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel about, letting the players see each other and then possibly playing each other later in the year?
Let's do it. If we do that, we beat a Tassiter and North Shore, so let's go. You know what I mean? Because let's talk about this. We win the district championship, and North Shore, Tassiter 1 or 2, and we're playing one of those 2 teams. Wow. Period. That's who we're going to play, unless one of them have a bad year and they don't make the playoffs. We're going to play a Tascasita or North Shore, 115-6, close the gap. That's what's going to happen. So if we're playing Dickinson round 2. Let's sign it up. Let's go.
That means I beat them.
Sign it up. Let's go. And you know what? Let's go. And I worked for Coach Nelson for a year, and he's a mentor of mine. But hey, we'll do it again.
Line it up, Coach.
Let's go.
I like that mentality.
Hey, so real quick, man, we're gonna do one thing. So check down 20. That's the $10 code. We're gonna give the first coach a free trip to the Glazier Clinic. If you can tell us where Coach Berneathy came from to get to Dobie. Before he was at Dobie, where was he at winning state championships? Where was he at? Not you, Johnny.
Okay.
So, one of the coaches on here.
Hey, when Roy say a free trip, you have to at least have a car. Okay,
I'm not gonna pick you up.
Drive you.
I'm not going to Uber you there. You got to get there. We'll give you the address. we don't have a Greyhound attached to the check down.
Check down Uber.
The check down Greyhound is coming in.
I had to clarify, and again, guys,
We appreciate that, Johnny.
If you want to go to the Glazier Clinic, you have to at least have a 560 credit score. If you have anything less than that, you will not be able to go.
See that?
Yeah. Are you a coach, Lavinia?
No, she is on the Marlins. Well, she's a mom.
Wow.
She is Cam's mom.
Yeah, there she is.
U of H Cam.
Oh, guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his mom.
She answered that. She answered that quick.
What's she
before she said Angleton.
Yeah, that's where we're at. We didn't win the state championship, but
Yeah.
Y'all didn't win.
No, that shit lost to Manville.
we lost to Manville in the state semifinals.
In the semifinals.
Yeah.
My
Very
bad.
good Manville team. Very good team.
I thought y'all won it.
And then they lost in the historic Highland Park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
At the Jerry Jones thing, it was like,
Yeah, Highland Park wins back-to-back state championships with Jerry Jones' grandson
The Scots,
in
right?
Texas Stadium.
what is
There's nothing.
a Scott?
There's nothing fishy about that. There's nothing fishy about that. It's perfectly normal.
Well,
But
I guess she gets to go to Glazier Clinic. I mean, I don't know.
yeah, I get
She
I
probably,
don't know. You want to go to the Glazier Clinic?
she probably coaches better than Roberts. I mean, so she probably.
She better coach. Robert's coming to the Glazier. Actually, me and Johnny didn't know. We ran into each other in Glazier last year.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was going, but
I told you about it.
told
Crazy.
me about it. Yeah, I didn't. Well, I didn't know you were gonna be there.
I
Exactly
go every year.
at the
I
same
don't
time.
miss it. I don't miss it
I'll be there. I'll be there with Roy.
unless I'm at work.
There you go, making excuses.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna leave work at about 2:00 tomorrow. Be at Glazier for the rest of the day. I don't know. I'm gonna be there, man. I gotta learn. I need to learn more.
If you coach, and all you coaches are people who say you coach. You know what? Forget that. Parents, if you have a coach, get his phone, okay, or her phone, because whatever. All right, and go to his YouTube and go to his YouTube history. And if you don't have anything about football in his YouTube history, fire him. Like, just take your kid away from him because he's horrible. Like, YouTube's like the biggest Glazier clinic ever. All right, if it's
You can find anything.
Twerking
on
videos. On his YouTube history. You need to leave him right now because he sucks.
Wow. Okay.
That took a turn.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that.
He's not.
There's a lot of good football content on YouTube.
It is,
Yeah,
dude.
absolutely.
I do. It is like some real good stuff. I follow some tight dudes.
I used to be ashamed to look on YouTube.
No. It used to be like a thing. You're a YouTube coach, like, dude. It's
No,
like
no.
it's
At
nice
least I'm
stuff.
not a Madden coach because I've seen
Engage,
some Madden
engage.
coaches.
I can't beat people on Madden. Like, I suck.
Coach, how do you block against an 11-man front?
Well,
What do you do? I'm stumped by that one.
if you put one receiver out there, did the one guy go out there?
Yeah,
with him?
he follows the one receiver.
Okay. Well, you put your best dude out there and
Throw it up.
throw it out there. Just make it a one-on-one fight. I mean, block down, kick out.
Yeah, hey, there we go.
If they're all going to be on the line of scrimmage, they don't have a
Don't
second.
say that too loud, coach.
They don't have
Someone
a.
might
They
hear
don't
that.
have a. Well, I mean, y'all want coaches to be good. I mean, that's. That's what I would suggest.
My problem with it, so I'm an offensive line guy, and I always try to teach like proper technique and proper. We're gonna block. We don't just block the guy in front of
Right,
you. We double team to the linebacker. We get it. And when you put 9 and 8 people on the line of scrimmage, it is just a waste of my coaching week. All of that I've taught, double teams. Get your hands on them. Eyes on. Body on the block, eyes on the linebacker. All of that stuff is a waste of time.
Yeah.
When I get out there and there's 11 people on the line of
But
scrimmage.
you know what I tell my guys do is you go out there and you put your hands on that guy and you move him. Period. This game was meant to be played with your hands. He want to be right in front of you. You go put your hands on him and you move him against his will, and then the running back will just run behind you. I mean. I get, and even with us, I remember one time this past year we were getting ready to play a team, and I walk in because I go back and forth between our offensive coaches meetings and our defensive coaches meetings. I walk into our offense because they're talking about this defensive front that this team had did. I'm not going to say who they are, but they had did, and they're doing this and they're doing that, and it's about like 1 o'clock on Saturday. We get home at like midnight on Friday, so we're up there at 8 o'clock on Saturday, sometimes 7:30, and the kids are up there at 9, and the kids go, and I just walk in, and they're like, I don't understand why they're doing this. I don't understand why they're doing this. I'm trying to figure out why are they doing this? I go, well, if you guys are going to sit here all day and try to figure out why they're doing that, you're going to have a bad day. Period. They're doing that because they think that that's what they needed to do to win. That's it. And they're probably not going to do that against us because we are a completely different team, we're going to play with a tight end. We're going to have backs. We're going to come off the ball and hit you. And we're going to try to hit you really, really hard, And some teams, they're going to try to throw the ball out there and win one-on-one, deal and get the ball, throw it deep and hope they catch it and all that type of stuff. But they did that because they thought that's why they were going to win. We don't need to worry about why they're doing it. We need to worry about how we're going to take advantage of what they're doing. So that's kind of, when you think about that, when I think of, and I don't know what you mean by 11 men, like all 11 are like punt block defense.
So it's not really 11 men. There's like, okay, you got 2 corners. Everybody keeps 2 corners way outside. And then you got like 7 linemen. And then you got like 2 linebackers standing like right behind those.
Oh, okay.
So that's what you got. Basically, everybody's. It's like kind of.
So is it
punt
like
block.
impossible to move the ball on this?
No,
because we might need to try it. No, I would suggest, like I said, man, you just block them down, and in football, the team that executes better and that's more physical and makes more and wins more one-on-one battles, that's the team that's going to win.
Agreed.
Period.
Agreed.
Like if your defense can line up and communicate and get set and see the different things the offense are going to do, and they talk to each other and they know I'm 2-1, 1-2, or I'm forced flat or I'm this. If they know that, you're going to be in a good situation. If you have, and like I said, it takes good players to do that too, but you've got to instill their rules of what they're supposed to do. Like I could tell a kid to go tackle. You got to go tackle that guy, right? But you got to teach him how to tackle that guy. like you're saying, you're teaching, you're doing right by teaching those kids fundamentals and techniques and all that stuff, and that's going to take them way further in the game than, you know, line up at 12 guys on line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
You know, tough deal.
They don't stop you, right? They don't stop. We blister these teams every time they do it, but it's just, you know, I feel like we should all, if we're going to do this, me personally, if we're going to do it, we should do it. Try to do it remotely right? That kid is not learning how to be a better linebacker by blitzing every play of the game. So when those people do that, you know, then you get that kid, or not you, he goes to, you know, Thompson. And he's been the best little league player with 300 blitzes, and he's got 100 sacks, right? So he's great. He gets all kind of sacks. But when you tell him to, you know, when you do flow this way and you run a counter, he's damn near in the sideline over there because he fell for the counter every time.
He didn't see that guard pulling the other way.
He doesn't see anything but blitz and attack now. And I don't think these people realize that they're crippling people's kids, not their own kids. They're crippling other people's kids, and they're crippling middle school programs and high school programs. Because the biggest thing you hear in these groups is middle school football sucks. Middle school football sucks. They don't coach. They don't do this. They don't do that. That is one of the biggest things you hear, and that's what these guys want to push because they want to keep your kids more. They want to keep the kids playing little league football longer because they're saying
agenda, propaganda, right? I think little league football sucks. I mean, because what are you coaching for? Are you trying to win or are you trying to develop? And that's the thing, dude. Like, we should be trying to develop. I think all of us on all levels, we should be trying to develop young men and women, right? And then the winning gonna come with that when you develop them, right? Honest to God, dude, I don't care what plays you run. Great players win games, not great plays, bro. All right? Just straight up.
Rest his case.
He's like, straight up.
That's it.
The mic.
The end. No
Don't
more
drop
talking
these
on
up.
that. He said, don't pick this one up and drop it. All right, Coach. So what did you do? So when you came to Dobie, 3-6 before?
I think they were 2 and 6. Yeah.
2 and 6. Okay.
Oh, I was coughing. My bad.
Now, last year you 10 and 2.
9 and 2. 9 and 2. Yeah.
Okay. What do you feel like it took to turn that program, you know, into what it is today?
Well, you know, I think back on it, you know, a lot. You know, of like how did we get here? You know, and it always goes back to one thing: a whole lot of hard work, you know, and a whole lot of help. You know what I mean? It's not just about me, man. Got a lot of good coaches, you know, on staff, and they care about our kids, and they put in time and extra time, and you know, they're giving up their summer to do all the stuff that the UIL allows us to do now in the summer, which is basically, you know, you can do stuff all summer long now. As a coach, you don't have the summer off anymore. You're a year-round coach now. We have a bunch of coaches on our staff. We have a great support from our building principal, administration, our athletic director, that all want to see it be successful, you know, and when you have that support that you can lean on, you know, and you have a bunch of coaches that aren't having their own agendas, so to speak, you know, they're all in line. They're all, hey, let's go do this, you know, let's go do it. And they do it every day. And I was able to hire a lot of good guys that love kids, and they want to see these kids succeed, and they want to do all that, and it matters because, you know, you can't do it alone. And then, you know, we built our brand, okay, of being tough, all right? So we are going to be tough, and I'm not going to allow it not to be tough. And we build our football team in the weight room. We lift weights every day. Like, our JV football team will lift weights the day of their game. The only team that does not lift weights the day of their game is the varsity, because they come up on Saturday and do their 5th day of weights on Saturday. You know, we lift weights every day because we're going to be tougher and stronger, because we can control getting strong, right? we can control what we can control, So we build a deal of, and our kids love the weight room. Like, our kids go nuts to lift weights. It's like they're in there repping 4 sets of 2 of 95, and they're screaming and yelling and they're getting after it. But to be honest with you, 2 years ago it wasn't like that. It was kind of like, and that's why it was a learning process for those guys. And then they started to believe in it too, and then it's carried on. And that's why I say, we build our team in the weight room, because the weight room to me is the only place that you can go to that you fail, but while you're failing, you're getting stronger. Because like, let's say you want to bench press 300 pounds, right? So how many times are you going to try to bench press 300 pounds till you get 300 pounds? It might be 10 times. I might get 300 today. I didn't get it. So instead of, like, you're failing, not only are you failing lifting that weight, everybody's seeing you fail lift that weight. You know what I mean? So it's a humbling place where you can say, well, man, I'm not where I need, because you see, I didn't do it, but he did it, I want to be better than him. Mm-hmm. So it breeds a competitive fire in our kids, and now they love seeing each other succeed in the weight room. Like the other day, I told our coaches, like, we're doing squat day, and we do all our reps on the whips. Like, our kids know they don't get no freedom at all right? Their freedom is to go ball out on Friday night. You know what I mean? And so we're lifting, and we have a coach blowing the whistle, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, man, we might need to order some more weight, because all the 45s are being used, like every one of them. And I say that's a good problem.
Yeah.
But like I said, 3 years ago it wasn't like, or 2 years ago it wasn't like that. But there's so much confidence in our kids now. Like, they're proud to be a Dobie football player, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I remember a couple years back. I'm not from here, but moving towards this area, everybody would squeal when I'd bring up Dobie High School, and me and Roy, we've gone to watch football games before, and before that, I used to go with my kid with my family and go Friday nights and go watch games, and I never had been to a Dobie football game, and until I finally did go to one. And it was tough to watch. This was before you were here, but it was tough. It was real tough to watch, and it was like, do I want to send my kid to this school? You know what I'm saying? And I'd go watch Pearland all the time. That's when Pearland was solid. Manville and Pearland, Dawson, but in the past couple of years since you've been here, things have turned around. And hearing from Cam, here and there at Little League practice. His son and his brother and my son play together. You guys did a lot of good things this year, man.
We did. We won 9 games for the first time in 20 years.
Yeah.
We beat Summer Creek High School for the first time in school history. We beat Kingwood High School for the first time school history. First time being 6-0 in 20 years. We had a young man signed to Vanderbilt University. We had the same young man was up for the Houston Touchdown Club academic honor finalist. We were the Houston Texans. Well, I guess I was the Houston Texans Coach of the Week. We were Cube 57 Team of the Week. We had a lot of, I tell our kids, and it's nothing. I tell our kids, man, like it's don't forget where we were. Don't ever forget where we were. That's important. Because, we were at a point when nobody thought we could do what we did. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, I heard it. I got hired at Dobie, and then we get put in this district with all these humble schools, and all the chat is you won't be able to beat. Well, we beat every humble school but one, and we beat them we beat that school on JV and freshman. Atascocita. Our JV beat them 2 years ago, and one of our freshman teams beat them this year. So, we can do it at Dobie. We just got to put in the work, and we got to use our hands every day and build it. You know, like I said, Matt Rule said maybe we weren't ready in year 3. Well, maybe we weren't there in year 2. But year 5, watch out, you know. Watch out, because we coming, because we know where we're going. And you know, that's important. Know where you're going or you're going to get lost. So we know 115-6, close the gap. That's where we're going. So we get up every morning knowing that that's where we got to go.
Coach, I got 3 rapid-fire questions. You
All
got,
right.
like, these are coming from the people in here. You got, like, 5-word answers, all right? So the first one is, I lost it. There it is.
What's the difference?
No. As a coach, what does your off-season program consist of? I think you kind of answered that.
Lifting weights.
Weights,
They're
and
going to
more
lift weights, and then they're going to get tired of lifting weights. They're going to lift weights some more.
The second one.
And I can go into more detail than that.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
The second one, where is it?
What is the biggest difference
There it is.
in Angleton, Dobie, and Galveston?
Well, that's not an easy question. Biggest difference?
I'm sorry.
I haven't been in Galveston in a long time. You know, I grew up in Galveston. My dad was a coach. I loved Galveston. You know, I felt like we worked hard. You know that type of deal. So I don't know how the kids are there today. I think kids are kids. You know, and they're going to do exactly what you allow them to do. Period. No matter where you're at, if you allow them to do something, they're going to do it, and they're going to take it tenfold. You know. If you tell them this is what you're going to do, this is how you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, at this time, and you ain't got no choice, this is what you're going to do, that's what they're going to do. That's what kids want. They want this structure of just tell me what to do and I'll do it, you know. Angleton, real quick, well, we had a lot of great kids. We had a lot of great players. I mean, we had good football, you know. We have a kid playing at Texas. We have a kid playing at SMU. We have a kid playing at Sam Houston. We got a kid playing at Abilene Christian. We got a kid playing at UTSA. We got a kid playing at Sam Houston State. We had a kid playing at Texas State. We have a deep snapper playing at Texas State. We have a lot of good football players, and all they did was work, you know. And when you take good football players and they start working, man, great things happen. And you hold them accountable, and you tell them, and you guide them to this whatever, you show them the way and they believe in you, man, you can do a lot of great things. I'm telling you, it's just, when I was at LaPorte, I coached at LaPorte, and I'll use it for example. When you're asking about those kids, when we were at LaPorte, we lost in 2008, we lost to Katy in the 4th round of the playoffs, 42-0, right? And then the next year we played them, we lost to them 30, I guess it was 36-3 or something like that, okay? The next year, we were talented, the probably more talented team, and Katy went Division I. We went Division II. We didn't have to play Katy. We lost to Clear Creek in the 2nd round of the playoffs, okay? And that's probably the more talented team, but there was a lot of drama going on. And I think amongst the team, and it kind of hurt. But the next year, we played Katy again. We beat them, you know. We beat them. We beat Katy, you know, like little LaPorte. Like Houston, we were trending on Twitter type deal. We beat Katy, you know. But and to talk about what you're saying, but you know, then we go play a team in the next round, okay, Port Arthur Memorial, who we had beat for the district championship, and they beat us. You know, I mean, when you're in Texas in 6A, high school football, it's a grind, man. And the biggest difference is I don't know. I I mean, I really don't. I mean, to me, a kid is a kid, and you got to have I'll tell you what we have at Dobie, okay? We have an administration that supports our athletes and our team and our school. You know, they want to see all our kids succeed, and they want to see them having a good high school experience, period, whatever they're doing. Our community loves us. They do, all right? If you would have went to our homecoming game when we played Humboldt 2 years ago, it was like we were 3-0, like they were like, oh, my God, Dobie's 3-0 type deal. It was packed, you know, like we can pack the stands with the best of them, you know, and they support us, you know. So I would say if you're asking me for football is how to be successful, you got to have community support, you got to have administrative support, you got to have people that care about kids, and you got to have kids do the work, period.
You want to ask that trailing question?
Yeah, man. So what advice would you give to an up-and-coming coach?
Get to know good coaches and follow them. just get to know them. I mean, and follow them and see what they do and go visit and go ask them questions. It's not an ego deal. Go talk to them and see what they do. See why they're successful. Go see what they do that works. That's to me the biggest way to come up in the game of coaching. And be at Glazier clinics. Be at we have an association, Texas High School Coach Association. Okay, go to those things because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get hired because a coach saw you at one of those things.
Wow.
Because they know if you're going to that, you care about what you do.
So Dobie right now is pretty big on getting players recruited and signed. As a coach, why is that so important to you?
You don't understand until you have a kid sitting in your office and he gets offered his first scholarship and you see his life change. You see his whole entire life change, and you see the expression and the awe of it, and you want that for all of them, and that's why it's important.
Man.
What do you think? So this is another thing that comes up. What do you think your role? What do you think? I'm trying to word this the right way. What do you think your job in that is? Like, what are you responsible for when it comes to getting those kids recruited?
Well, I tell our kids. I can't make a school recruit anybody, right? But I can make sure a bunch of schools see you. Right. So my role to me is I want these schools to come into our school and see our kids work. And I can put their eyes on you. And then we always have stuff ready to like, okay, coach, give me your email address. I'm sending you this email right now with huddle links, contact information. I want to make their job as easy as possible. You know what I mean? Because these schools come see like 15, 20 schools a day when they're out recruiting. Mm-hmm. So if you make their job easy, they're going to see your kids. So like we want to make that easier for our kids to get seen.
Do you think that's part of your job? Do you think
I wouldn't do it if I didn't. Yes, absolutely.
Are you going back to that question that we had a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I think so.
In the state of Texas right now, there's a big thing called straight line recruiting, okay? And the whole initiative is we want the college coach to come recruit from the high school, right? Because, in other sports you have AAU, you have all this stuff going on. In football, Texas High School Coach Association, they meet with all the Division I schools in the state of Texas, and it's straight from the college coach straight to the high school coach, and that needs to be the line to recruit. So, I'm gonna support that, and I definitely if that as us as a professional organization wants to support, then yeah, it's our job. That ain't no different than somebody supporting their union or something like. Yeah, that's what our association wants us to. Yeah, we're gonna do it.
What percentage of coaches do you think feel that way?
I think the majority.
The majority
that I've been around, yeah.
So it's come up on this show a few times about coaches, maybe high school coaches, not necessarily pushing to get their kids recruited or things like that. And our agenda is not to say they do or they don't. It's just to let you guys speak and say what you feel. It doesn't matter what we think. You're doing it. We're watching, so you're right there. So
well, I just think people. They have their ways of whether they do things, and you might not see them doing it. They might still be doing it behind, closed doors. But, I think it's definitely something that as a coach, you should be doing for your kids that have put in the work for your program, is helping them get
to the next level.
Post, or whatever. It doesn't necessarily even have to be college football, It could be, hey, coach, I need to register for school or something, You help them out, Don't think, you're done, I don't need you no more. That's not the right way at all.
I can call we did, right? I can call my high school coach right now and say, hey, coach, what's up? It's like I've been out of high school for 20 years, almost. Well, yeah, next year will be 20 years, and I can still call my high school coach. I got a relationship with him, So, I think that's important for when, I guess, I don't know. I look at it like this. I was one of the good players on the team. Can the worst guy on the team still call him?
I mean, he was still his coach. So.
Yeah, he was. I don't know if that relationship is like that. I don't know if that guy feels comfortable calling coach still. Like, I do.
I wasn't what you would call a top tier player, but I still talk to my coach.
What tier were you? What tier?
Next question.
Hey, so I asked you two a question, right? Yeah. So let's say you guys we recruit too, right? And I'm telling you, man, this kid is good, and you can get all the film of him. What film are you going to pick to look? See if he's actually good. If I'm telling you this kid is good, what film are you going to choose to go look at? If I had everything,
I want his worst film.
You probably want to go look at the best team that he played, right?
Yeah.
Not the worst team that he played.
No, I don't know.
So, and this is what I tell all the kids that I talk to. Say, bro, when you play against North Shore, that's the game. You talking about you want to go play in college? Them the guys you're gonna be playing against the college. If you don't show up in that game, bro, you ain't getting no scholarship.
Getting overlooked, yeah.
You understand that?
Yep.
And his kids that was on Dobie after that North Shore game start getting letters in the mail. You dig it? Because they making plays, I mean, because I talked to some of the kids. After that North Shore game, kids making plays, man, you know how many college recruits go to North Shore games?
A lot.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Go stick some of them guys and go in there and, show some effort. You get something.
It's like that on every – because, when we play U of H, we played Michigan. Maybe I was a red shirt freshman. We go to Michigan, and all the talk in the locker room from everybody is like, you got to put on this game. You're not nobody was talking about we're going to win this game, and at that time we had a loser's mentality, right? I'm just telling you the truth. We lost 13 games. We had a loser's mentality at that time. Later on in my career at U of H, we believe we can beat anybody. At the beginning, it was like, we're going to go play. We're going to go play, see what happens. But everybody in that locker room was like, man, this is the game. This is the one. This is the one you want to play good in. This is the one you want to have good film. So I believe it's the same type of thing in high school. You want to have those good games, good film, against, I got the privilege of playing Lamarck every year of my career. So, you get Lamarck, it was putting out scholarships left and right. We had scholarship players at Texas City, but nowhere near the amount that they were putting out at Lamarck. So when you go and play against Lamarck every week, once every year, that's a game that you get an opportunity.
Well, let's talk about this, kind of on the same subject. I mean, you played in the O-line, I played in the O-line. He played, not on the line, but, they got to have people to do that too.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
The people I remember playing against when I played high school, college are the people that tested me. I know their names. You know what I mean? Like, those dudes will stick into your brain. Like, you remember the ones that punched you back. You don't remember the ones that, was it tomato
cans?
You don't remember those.
No.
So they are gonna leave. They're gonna live, live with you forever. Like, I remember Tim Love and Floyd Black. I remember those guys' names forever. They played at Harding University. They were seniors. I was a freshman at Southern Arkansas University. This was the 10th game of the year, and they both got drafted in the NFL. I remember their names because they whipped me. I mean, period. And I'm man enough to admit it. But they made me better, though. You know what I mean? So you're gonna remember those.
I don't remember anybody.
Yeah. Hey, you remember Ball High in 2001? I know that.
Spanking.
Man, Coach is right. I remember a lot of names. I remember a lot of names.
We had this guy. I didn't even know his first name. He was varsity. I was a freshman. They called him Hambone. I don't even know.
He sounds good.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was legit. He bent my face mask, on scout team, playoffs.
What kind of helmet did you have? That wasn't a Vices.
No. but he bent my face mask. It was like slanted to the right. It was bad.
But that's what I want us to get to with our kids. Like I told them today, we had kids in their squad 400 pounds, 500 pounds. it just feels different when you get hit by somebody that squats 400 pounds. It feels different.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to remember that. So I want them to remember you forever. Period.
Damn.
It feels different from somebody that squats 200 pounds to somebody that squats the whole impact is different. They're going to remember that. That's a man over there. That ain't a kid no more. That's a man that just hit me.
Hey, so back to the recruiting. How many college coaches that you've, I guess, had communication with, how big are they on track, on your football players running track?
They all ask about track.
Yeah.
If they're a skilled kid, they touch the ball or they cover someone, what do they do in track? They don't ask me, and I know 7-on-7, and I tell our kids I'm fine when I play 7-on-7. But a coach is not going to come into my office and ask me how many interceptions did he have in 7-on-7 this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
What did he run in the 100-meter? What did he run in the 200-meter? Does he run the relays? And is he tough enough to run the 400? That's what they're going to ask.
Mm. Does he ask you how fast he goes through a ladder drill?
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
Good.
Because those are comparable numbers. Understand that those are comparable numbers. You see what I'm saying? Like, they can compare that kid's track time to another kid's track time that they coach currently. Mm-hmm. So it's a comparable deal. Like that track don't, like the weight room don't lie to you. The track don't lie to you either. And everybody sees it if you come in last. Everybody sees it. They don't see that you just improved your time by 2.5 seconds, but they see if you came in last. And with social media and Twitter and stuff like that, all that stuff's been put on the internet. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to see themselves on the internet coming in last.
No, I came in last before.
But you know what? You know what it does? It shows that you got to get better, and then they work for that.
How big are you on 7-on-7? I mean,
we play it.
What's your take on it?
Football, kids' hands, good thing. It keeps them off the streets doing the right thing, and keeps them all. I'll go watch our kids play, on their outside school teams sometimes, just to support our kids, But we play it. It's a way to keep the kids involved with football. But I told so this is a true story. My first summer at Dobie, we went and played our 7-on-7 league, and we didn't score a point the whole day, first time, And I told them, we're not building a football team to win 7-on-7 games. We're building a football team to win football games, right? We are building a team to hit people, and you can't do that out here. Mm-hmm. So that's my take on 7-on-7.
I'm not doing 7-on-7.
We got some breaking news. Banana.
I didn't do it.
Browns OT Greg Robinson was alleged to have 157 pounds of marijuana in El Paso, Texas.
Damn it! Why is he got to be in Texas for?
I think Pimp C said the best by Bobby by the pound and Whitney by the key is what they call it.
157. He had one of Coach's DBs.
I blame CTE for this.
That's got to be a something that you can blame in court. Like now, if you're a football player,
for sure,
anything you do wrong, that's got to be the defense.
You just bring your old helmet, dude. The old helmets you used to wear, dude, compared to what they have now.
Especially the one Robert had.
Robert had
the one with the twisted face mask.
I had a Riddell Revolution.
You should have kept that helmet because
I do. Well, I don't have it no more.
I don't.
Well, when I forget to do something at home, I CTE.
Yeah, that's instant.
I can't play around like that with my wife because she's like, "What? Jaren's not playing football anymore."
Dude, that is crazy, man. We talk about these dudes that get these opportunities, man, that we would have died for. And this dude is now in jail. They're probably going to throw him out of the league for some period of time. I don't know I don't know who Greg Robinson is, but all of these dudes, man, they're doing this stupid stuff, getting in trouble,
Amen.
Ruining the dream. I think those guys forget that dream. Like, I think
why?
Yeah, I think they forget their why.
Where are you going? You get lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess when you have everything, you just.
But maybe he doesn't have everything, man. Some people lack love, and money doesn't buy everything, man. Sometimes you think I mean, what's our dream, what we feel is great, is not actually great to everybody else because they didn't have to work for it, right? Some people are just, just get stuff, right? When I grew up, the people who had everything didn't appreciate it, and they end up still live with their parents and they 45 years old, right? And the people who didn't, they appreciated stuff more, and they worked hard in life.
Mom, this is my orange juice.
Well, I mean, going to what he's saying is, I use the the analogy of, if I just give you $100, you're probably gonna go spend it on whatever you wanted. But if you had to go to work and earn that $100, well, now you're gonna pinch as much out of that $100 as you can. I mean, so
that's why I don't like. So we do other stuff like this Glazier Clinic stuff and all of that stuff. That's why the guy was willing to give me as many free as I wanted, and I told him, I was like, no, I don't want it for free. I don't want it for free for the group. I want them to have to, because if I give it to everybody, guess how many people are coming? None. It has no value to them.
Right.
Just that $10 worth of value that they spent makes it valuable to them.
Right.
And then they show up. Right. So
Most definitely.
I think people value something they spent money on. So it's time for us to open up the phone lines.
Well, while he's doing this, guys, I want to let you know, so the Glazier Clinic, you have to have a vehicle that works, and your credit score has to be at least over 560. If you don't have those two things, it doesn't matter if you get it for free.
Our viewers are dropping right now.
Everybody's leaving.
Hey,
go to Equifax.
Glazier also has a credit repair.
Click on the link on the bottom of the page.
Man.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey man, that was cool. Devon Alexander saying you think he's gonna give us tickets?
I think he was giving me tickets. He kind of specifically said Johnny.
Well, I got his number, so I'm gonna get the tickets.
No, I have his number too.
You got it?
Yes, it's on Instagram, bro.
He got his number on Instagram.
Yeah, it got.
So you just gonna?
Are you lying? I'm gonna look it up right now.
Like, hey, we just cold called that dude. Like, hey, who was this? We the podcast.
I'm gonna call him. Say, hey, this Roy. Man.
You remember me from the podcast? You're supposed to give me tickets. I'm gonna watch the fight. Johnny gonna be in the front row.
Sign, hey, bro.
Those are my tickets.
The check down's here.
But I 100% will go to that fight, especially if he can give me free tickets. I'm not gonna pass that up.
It definitely depends where.
I'm down to go.
It depends where.
Yes, I'm not going anywhere in North Dakota. I won't go to North Dakota for free.
Those random.
that's where I was born, North Dakota.
For real?
Really, yeah.
Your parents did right coming to Galveston.
Yep, as quick as they could.
You guys went to Ball High School?
Yeah, we beat Roy.
Yep.
It's another jab.
Oh man, dude.
Did we post a number on?
Look, man. I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. Every dog has his day. We were the #1 team in the state. We had a lot of injuries. I'm making excuses right now because it's 20 years ago. I get to make excuses. Our coaches, man, the crazy part about that game is they kicked our ass, and then the fans tried to fight us on the way out of the stadium.
It's Galveston, bro.
Bro, why are you fighting us? You already won.
That answers Jamar Robbins' question. That's the difference between G-Town, brother. All right? Win, lose, or draw, we're going to fight.
These dudes, Jesus. I'm like, man, why are y'all trying to fight us? We obviously didn't do anything out here today. We wasted time over here. Y'all should let us go home safely.
If you beat us, we'll rock your bus. I'm telling you that right now.
Definitely. They stood outside our bus and on the sidewalk, throwing stuff at the bus, challenging us to get off the bus and fight them.
I don't believe any of this happened.
Oh, it absolutely happened. It absolutely. Who's from Texas? There's some Texas City people in this group. Y'all get in here and tell them.
Toxic City is what we call it.
Man.
Toxic City.
How many state championships does Galveston have?
Central Bearcats has 1.
Galveston got some hell of a football. Like, I'm not going to – my mom is from Galveston, and if she's listening and I talk bad about Galveston, it's going to be a problem.
Oh, for real?
So I got to let y'all get it. My entire family is from Galveston, except for me. My cousins, Danny Swan, DeAndre Swan, Galveston ball. They played for Coach what was his name?
Kerrville? Wasn't Kerrville?
No, he was Walker maybe.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Walker, okay.
They played for Coach Walker.
Yeah.
I was at Galveston every week. My son is RJ's 11, turned 11 last week, and when he was a baby, he grew up in Ball High Stadium because I watched my 2 cousins play ball down there in Galveston. So I got love for Galveston, but y'all gonna leave me alone about that fluke win.
Speaking of Galveston, let's talk about the showcase.
Showcase. Shout out to the Gulf Coast 10U.
Yep, most definitely.
The Foreman brothers, the Foreman twins. And I'm gonna say this: the Deontay Foreman, the guy is an NFL player. You know, injured right now, and he is spending the bulk of his time to help kids play football. You don't hear that kind of like we're seeing it, and I think we're taking it for granted, but you don't hear that kind of stuff.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know, when Adrian Peterson got the switch, you know, he was out of the league for a year. We didn't hear about Adrian Peterson going back and coaching Little League football. And probably people aren't hearing about this. Like, he's not going to get the credit he deserves for what they're doing. So, you know, I know we were rivals during the season and we had a bunch of back and forth, but that is something that, you know, you got to take your hat off to those guys for. They have decided that he's going to use his spare time to give back to the kids and doing a good job.
I mean, that being said, I mean, any, you know, kids around their age that's doing it because, you know, when I was 22, 23, I wasn't worried about coaching kids, man. I was, you know, living my life trying to succeed, you know.
Really?
Yeah, man. I was in the military, bro, trying to figure it out. So I wanted to coach, but I couldn't, you know. I was moving around. So
I was trying to make money.
Yeah.
I was playing arena football, different stuff like that.
Yeah,
Trying to
most
make money.
I was coaching. I was coaching around that time.
Mm.
I'm trash though, so whatever.
22.
I
22.
started coaching when I was 19, and then last year was the first year I took off.
How old are you, Robert?
29.
10 years in the game. How many Super Bowls
Well,
you got?
9. Huh?
How many Super Bowls you got?
Next question. No, I'm just kidding. I got 3,
3.
but I haven't won
It's
any
not
here.
bad.
I've never won any here.
That's not a bad number. 10
No,
seasons,
man.
3 Super Bowls.
Say, bro, if you get
I wasn't a head coach for one of them though.
Bro, if you get one, dude, it's a blessing. I mean, you can't take this stuff for granted, dude.
Yeah.
Straight up. Unless you go to a weak league or something, you know.
You don't think so? You think
CFPO?
No.
CFPO.
CFPO. Those fields at
I think they got a
CFPO
call.
suck.
They do suck.
They
and
suck. They need to
are
plant
watching
some
right now.
grass and put some water.
Yep.
Sorry,
they're
CFPO.
They're bumpy
if
as
you're
hell.
offended.
No,
but
they've sucked forever.
Your fields suck.
You got somebody?
Uh-oh.
Hey, the check down. Who's this?
You on live with Coach Berneathy.
Man, what's up, Coach? This is Jamal Robbins. I'm calling in. What's up, Ballhead Roy?
What's up, baby?
Lopez.
What's up? What's
What's
up?
up? What's up, Johnny?
What's up, big bro?
Man, Coach, I just heard you say something, man, and I've been following you since you was in Angleton, and man, I'm a fan of you, a low key fan of you. I keep up with you. One of my homeboys had a kid that played for you, BJ Foster, so we would always keep up with Angleton. He used to play Gulf Coast Heat for one of my best friend. Actually, I'm finna tell you a name, and I didn't know that you coached in LaPorte. And me and Chris, the guy that I'm talking about that BJ played for, Chris Chambers, our coach was Coach Terrebonne.
Right. Yeah.
Coach Carl Terrebonne.
Right.
So me and Roy, we have a very difference of opinion, and some of those questions he was asking you about, you know, coaches helping kids get out, and I think the best way I could make him understand my feelings on that is I play for Coach Terrebonne. I play quarterback for Coach Terrebonne, so the things that Coach Terrebonne will do for a kid, I think it's kind of jaded my perspective on what a coach should do. And like just me listening to you talk, I can tell that there's some influence of Coach Terrebonne in you, just that genuine love of trying to help kids and do those type of things.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Terrebonne actually helped me get my first high school job. He worked with my dad on that, and that's why I say, you know, you got to know, you know. He worked with my dad in Galveston when Coach Terrebonne worked in Galveston. So, and then I had the pleasure of coaching both of his kids at LaPorte, and you know, he's definitely a coach that loves to take care of you know, kids for sure.
Man, that's what's up, Coach. Man, like I said, me and Roy, we have our conversations, our personal conversations back and forth at about 7 o'clock in the morning. We argue early in the morning, but yeah, man. Me playing for Coach Terrebonne, like I said, my perspective on just how a coach should be with their kids, and like the things that I've seen Coach Terrebonne do, man, and just being around, like I say, a genuine person, and man, it just, though I believe that breed of coaches is a dying breed. Coach, I hope you continue to have success and build that program, man. I think you one of those last of the dying breed, man, and I wish you nothing but the best, man. Y'all continue y'all night. Johnny, man, take them glasses off. And Lopez, man, why you got them safety glasses on this podcast?
They're Oakley shades, all right?
Hey, man, y'all
in the call.
Y'all got to hang up on
Good night, bro.
You got to hang up on Hey, man, look, y'all can't call in the show and pick on us.
Can't do that.
Okay?
First of all, these are Gucci glasses.
Okay.
Get that right,
Yeah.
all right?
Mm-hmm. Get it right. Put them to the camera, Johnny. Put them to the camera, man. Show them off.
I can't even show my Oakleys off then, huh?
I see the O.
Just broke me off.
I got on Gucci flip-flops.
Show them. Put them up
I'm
there,
not,
man.
I'm not. They've been walking around in San Marcos all weekend. I mean, where we at? Round Rock. Anybody else gonna call in, man? Hey, who's coming to the Glazier Clinic? Who's coming with us? Y'all know how good of a time we could have if we all went up there. Y'all know how good the season could be next year if y'all don't suck at coaching. Like, it would be great if y'all are not bad coaches again. I would love to go against a 4-3 defense. I would love to let my kids go against a normal defense and try to block it. Regular, like blitz, do whatever you do, but just put them in a normal defense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a normal defense, not a trash defense like y'all always do. Coach, how do you deal with the criticism? How do you deal? So let me tell you my story, right? This year, last year we won the Super Bowl undefeated. We're heroes, right?
Right, yeah.
This year we run into a good coached Texas City team, and they beat us Super Bowl. They beat us in the regular season, and they beat us in Super Bowl 13-6.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm the worst coach in America. I don't even know if I still have a job. I got to check back, but I think I might be fired. There's a good chance that I'm fired after losing 2 games in 3 seasons. Man, how do you deal with that kind of stuff? Or do you hear that kind of stuff?
Well, I mean, you're always going to hear, stuff, but you just got to know that you're doing right by what you're doing, and you got to be able. You're your biggest critic, So in the end, people are gonna, like I said earlier, I hear that all the time, but in the end, you gotta be able to live with yourself and know that you did what you thought was the best. And if you can do that, then everybody's gonna have their opinion, and they have the right to that.
Johnny.
I mean, you got talkers and you got walkers, brother. And some people are walkers and some people are talkers, right? I mean, so why do people commentate, right? Commentate like on these games. You know why they do it? Because they can't play. All right? So you go out there and you do your best, man. And as long as you're putting your best foot forward and you continue to get better, just like your kids should continue to get better every year. And you got to let the chips fall where they may. You can't win them all.
That's a good. What you just said right now. The reason people commentate is because they can't play.
Yes.
This weekend in Round Rock, I heard a lot. We were losing. Billy don't lose a lot.
Yeah.
We were losing.
I was there. I watched it.
Did you really?
I was watching it.
I watched the game.
Oh, okay. We got outplayed. Fort Worth. I thought they were just a better team. And I'm hearing a lot of suggestions about what we should do, and it's like, man, you guys are not in this. You're not on the sideline. You don't know what's going on. We're seeing it from where we were standing at, it was elevated. They're not seeing this, Billy and the coaches. So I'm like, you guys are suggesting all these things, and it's like, just let it go. It's a game.
It's crazy how people think you can just instantly do something different. Like, we've practiced for months to do A, B, C, and D. There's no E. Like, I can't turn this team. If we've been practicing power for months, I can't turn this into a spread offense. Yeah. You should pass the ball.
Yeah.
Well, these are my pass plays. They aren't working. I have to do what I can do within my offense. Like, people think you can just all of a sudden change everything around and do something different. We can't do that. We can try. We can only do what we practice to do.
So here's the thing. When is a game won? Is it won? Because parents think it's won when you get the smoke and you go out there and you no,
it's won in practice.
It's won in practice, right? And what is a head coach's job? It's not about being X and O's. It's about culture, right? You own the culture of the team, like you know why you do what you do. Like what he's saying about the weightlifting and basically what he said, he changed the culture, right? So that's what a head coach is supposed to do. And you got your OC and DC, right? But it ain't no cheat code to success, bro. And again, that's what I'm saying about vain. People are so vain. We lost to West Texas. They beat us. It's not about nothing else. They were the better team, bro. They were the better team. They played better. They deserved to win. It is what it is. And sometimes it happens that way. You can't win with everything, but I feel like that we as adults, we put our kids in situations where they win all the time, be it be you in a weak league, or you team up with a whole bunch of other people and you play in the league where you just better. And you don't want your kid to face adversity. I mean, shit happens, bro. You lose.
I think, the biggest thing about the recruiting deal is like, okay, so I don't feel like I'm a recruiter. I feel like the year that we got all the linemen, they came to me because they'd never had a lineman coach before.
Most definitely.
So I didn't go out and say, I want this guy and this guy and this guy. We played with those guys. They're like, oh, he's teaching my kid how to be a lineman.
Yep.
I want to keep him there. And the word was, oh, y'all are recruiting. So what happens is then people throw that stigma on you. So now what do they have to do?
You got to recruit.
I got to recruit. So I think that's the game, right? So if somebody uses the excuses that somebody else is recruiting to go recruit. I'm a recruit now because they're recruiting. And then you got 3 teams in the league that are decent and another 17 that have no chance. And that's not making most of the kids
It's just excuses, bro. It's nothing that I won't do outside of cheating to succeed in life. You understand that? If I have to, if your son's the best kid out here, hey, he might not have to pay to play. You understand that? I'm going to do what I got to do to win. I'm going to recruit. I ain't going to lose all the time, brother. So you can make excuses all day. And these are the same people. These are the same people who think minimum wage should be $20, all right? At the end of the day, bro, somebody got to sleep under the bridge and somebody going to sleep in the house. That's just the way the world works. It is what it is. You got to find a way to succeed, bro. That's life. And if you're not willing to do that, you're going to be sitting back here. You're going to be sitting back here, everybody else going. That's your choice.
I feel like everybody should, and especially in youth football, I don't feel like you should get the same team twice. I feel like you should have to rotate and go different places. If you're really coaching, especially like, I know a lot of people want to coach their sons. I'm different in the aspect. I feel like go put me on a different team. Now what sucks is if I get the tomato can coaching my son.
There you go.
That is
there you go.
That is what I'm scared. I want to go coach away from my son.
Most definitely.
But I do not want to watch my son play for a tomato can.
And then your son don't get developed, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, dude, the toxicity of the whole youth sports is everybody wants to win, and that it cannot be the goal. I talk to this man all the time. He never talks about winning. He talks about building young men. That has to be our goal. The winning's going to come. It's going to come
when you build.
But you got to build it the right way, dude.
We talk about when you take care of the little things, the big things take care of themselves. So if you prepare and you do all that stuff every day, then you're going to get the result you deserve.
The group of kids I have now, that I'm never going to coach them again. They try to do 13, not going to happen. All right, I got them when they were 10 years old. A whole bunch of kids nobody wanted. And you know what I did? I studied football, and I figured out that the X factor in football is culture. It wasn't. We ran a single wing, bro. You understand that? 11 on 11 football. You engage 11, my quarterback snapping the ball, he's running right at you, and they'll run through a brick wall for me. It was culture, right? But that's what it's all about, dude. Just developing those kids, man, and making them believe in themselves and you believing in them, and getting better every day. That's all you can do. We lose to a team 39-6. We beat that same team in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you got to fight.
So, Robert, you got anything else?
I just want to see what you had to say about Showcase.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about that. I want to talk about one other thing. We got Art Browse next week, guys.
Man. By far,
Browse.
probably our biggest interview.
Yeah.
No. First of all,
I
I'm your
appreciate
biggest
that.
enemy.
Like, I'm still here, Robert. I'm still. You gotta wait till he leaves to say that kind of stuff, Robert.
I'm gonna exit.
It's like this, but no, Coach Browse doesn't do a lot of interviews. He doesn't talk to a lot of people. And any of y'all hoping to come in here and get some TMZ shit, that's not gonna happen.
Negative.
We're not going to insult Coach Browse on this show. We're going to talk football, and that's what we do. We don't do TMZ.
We're not gonna insult anybody.
Yeah,
that comes
period.
on the
We
show.
don't do that. We don't do that. So
Although I felt kind of insulted, but okay.
Robert just insulted all of
I
our guests
apologize.
right before.
No, but I appreciate you guys coming. I really do.
You know, 10 years from now, he might be like, remember when we interviewed Coach Berneathy?
I know, right?
That was our biggest.
He's gonna be like,
that
I
was
remember
our-
when you said.
that was our biggest interview.
That was our biggest interview.
Got us going. Because the next week we got Art Brown.
I'm gonna exit.
But yeah, man, we got Coach Browse and we got Coach Head coming. So we're trying to keep, and guys, we're going to get coaches like Coach Berneathy, not because he's 9-2 last year, but because he's a good coach, and we want you guys to hear from these guys, because this is the guy that you're going to give your kids to one day. Maybe it's in high school still, maybe it's in college. Who knows where your kids are going to cross a guy like Coach Berneathy's path, and he's got the information that you need. He's telling us what to do. Not just y'all, me too. I have kids too. So he's telling you what he's going to expect. And guess where my kids are zoned to? Guess where I can throw a rock and hit? Dobie High School.
Good place.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
I was telling them, me and Coach's first conversation was how, guys, there's a ton of talent in our area, and there's a stigma about Dobie. Part of the reason I wanted to get you, like, I live right by HEB. I'm right behind. I can throw a rock and hit HEB. So, we got to figure out how to keep those kids in that area, man. If it's gonna take people to stay here, and for us in 5 years to be able to say we're North Shore, we're Dickinson, we're Atascocita.
I think that stigma's leaving, man, because I'm in the community, right? I deal with a lot of kids and stuff like that, and these kids excited to go to Dobie. And so I talked to the middle school coaches, and the middle school coach, he didn't even know I know him, and he was speaking on, he said, I never had a head coach come to the middle school this much and just talk to the kids and tell them about culture and lifting weights and things of that nature. He said, I've never seen it before. Like, they love this dude. These middle school coaches, right? So it's coming, and then there's some apartment complexes getting moved, and that's where all the good kids come from. So we
Apartments.
them apartments,
Straight out the apartments.
When Jamar said that, I was like,
that's where all the good kids come from.
Apartments, man. You gotta get on the internet more, Robert.
Yeah, Robert.
You gotta do some more research.
Hey, but back to that though, I think that's what all the major programs in high school are doing. They're involved with their structure of their junior high.
Yes.
And what he's doing,
Most definitely.
We're building. You're building.
Like, man, we was at the showcase. Hey, man, how you guys do? How you guys doing, man? Hey, man, what was the score? Man, how those kids doing over there? So, I mean.
Hey, and I got to give Coach, I texted him last week, and me and him only talked about twice. He was like, good luck this weekend going out there. Like, I think that's big, for him to say, hey, good luck. Go coach him up, blah, blah, blah. He don't know. I'm probably the worst coach in the world, but he still gave me,
most definitely.
He gave me the respect of a coach.
No, he's not the worst.
I'm not the worst coach. I'm not.
Let me tell you
I'm the second worst.
Speaking of the showcase, Derek Haddock has changed his name to Derek Showcase Champ Haddock. Wow.
Hey, he's a champ though, man. You got to respect.
That's that man's name on Facebook now?
That is his name now. Derek Showcase Champ Haddock. I love it.
Do I get to change my name to that? Do I get to, or did I miss my window?
You missed your window.
I missed my window.
Robert the check down Lopez.
Man, I got a 9-1 record in that showcase.
Yeah.
But I lost to West Texas.
Did you coach him? You did, right?
Yeah, I was the head coach of the 12U team. Let me say this, man. The showcase was a wonderful event. If you guys think, or girls, think that your kid is that person, that guy, that girl, because girls play football too, and they're great. Man, bring them try for the showcase and play the showcase, dude. It was a wonderful event. It's the best football event in
the
Texas for
nation.
sure. I haven't been anywhere else in the nation.
I think it is.
But
It's the
in
cheapest.
Texas, and it's priced reasonably.
Yeah.
And it's just all football, dude. I loved it.
The uniforms are top notch.
Yeah.
I love them. Of course, we had an issue with our uniforms, our pants.
Y'all had a 6'3" 9-year-old on your team.
He was massive.
And y'all still lost? I mean,
Oh, my
what happened with the coaching?
Whoa.
No, I'm talking about. I'm just messing around.
Wow.
Nah, this mess up.
Wow.
I mean, you got 6'3". Jeez. Louise,
I wasn't
man.
coaching. I'm just kidding.
We lost, like I said, we lost to West Texas. It was a pretty hard-fought game, but came out the other way. They ended up losing to North Houston. We scored 20 points against West Texas, and North Houston scored 13 points against them, something like that, right? But we just failed to tackle. We make some tackles, we put up 50, and we'd have handled that business.
It happens, man.
We had to score
handle that
50.
business, but we had, but it is what it is, man.
So overall, do you think your kids got better?
No, I know they did, and every year in the showcase I get better as a coach because I get around other coaches. Like Tristan is a great coach, and he had me do different things because I was going against him, his defense. Having Roy there was awesome because Roy's an offensive lineman guy, and typically when I call offense, I'm doing everything myself. And man, I talked to him like, dude, I don't know how you do that because we have guys in the skybox. It's just hard. You can't see everything. So he was focused on the line. And I didn't even call the plays. My quarterback did, so that was cool. I kind of got to just relax. But I mean, it was good, man. It was good, and hey, it puts you out there. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
I like it.
Robert, how did it feel, man? Is that the first time y'all lost a tournament since you've been over there with Billy?
We lost to that Fort Worth area, Fort Worth Pac Prime.
Y'all lost a game.
We lost in the tournament in DeSoto.
Oh, okay.
To the same coach, to the same guys.
Same group.
Yeah.
What was the score?
In that game?
Yeah.
DeSoto?
Well, no, just the game that you lost in showcase. What was the score?
19-8.
19-8. Okay.
We scored late. It was pretty. I thought it was pretty one-sided.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty one-sided. I didn't think it wasn't. I mean, I thought it was.
It was. They just contained us, man.
I mean, if you got talent, bro, you got to put them on 8 points. I would say that. That's what I say. I mean,
I agree.
Me and Roy on offense. I said, look, bro, we're gonna get 21. We're gonna get twanky. I promise you that. Nah, getting 30, it's hard sometimes, but I'm gonna get you 20.
So if I go back and look at if I go back and critique us, it was something that I talked about in practice that I probably didn't push more is tempo.
Yep.
Like tempo. When you're playing with that clock like that, you got to have a faster tempo. And we were comfortable with our pace, and that wasn't the pace we needed to be running at. We needed to speed the tempo up and score, especially in that game. Like in that last game, we knew we were going to have to outscore somebody. So our offensive series, we could score at will when we wanted to. We scored in one play three times.
Yep.
So, all three of our touchdowns were like one-play touchdowns or two max.
Yeah,
so,
it was frustrating, man, to see that. See, but I thought the whole tournament, I didn't compared to last year. We were just different. I understand it's a year that went by. I just didn't think we weren't putting up big. The score. I think the most we scored was 21.
But here's the thing, though. People fail to realize, dude, as these kids get older, man, it's different, bro.
No. I understand that.
Like,
but I don't. I think because of the teams that we played, seeing them, they weren't all that. I didn't think they were.
Yeah.
I know there weren't a lot of teams that were all that, but
you're not playing them kids all, man. And
of course.
Then you got to ask yourself too, man. How many cats really coaching blocking schemes, bro?
Of course.
Like how many coaches really coaching? What gap to press and all this stuff.
I know that our coaches were coaching that, but that's what I'm saying. Like I've seen the coaching that was going on in practice, and I didn't see it transfer to the field.
You got a target on your back, like
not transfer. Not. I'm not. I missaid that.
To the kids, the kids executed. I got you.
Yeah.
I didn't take it that way.
Your team has a target on its back.
True.
Right? Just like the South Houston team we left last year. When you go and win that tournament twice in a row, everybody's goal is not to let you win it three times. They'll probably team up more against you. So it was everybody versus you.
Yeah.
Right? So y'all won it back-to-back years, or that team did. So, to win it 3 times would have been hell. That you can't do that in most sports. 3-peating anything is.
At the end of the day,
really
man,
rare.
my kid had fun. You know, he saw people. They follow him on Instagram, so it was like cool.
Well,
Let's,
He had fun.
let me
let's
ask you
talk
this.
about the elephant in the room. I'll let you ask that question. If you bring a kid to a showcase, if you bring him there,
Oh shit.
should he play? Should every kid play in an all-star event?
Yes and no. And I say it this way. Any opportunity to get a kid into the game, you should do it. Sometimes there aren't any opportunities. You know, if it's a close game and you feel like you want to keep your best in, I get it. If you're about 30 at that point, you know, try to get some kids in, get some plays in.
What do you think, Coach? Now think on a level of 6, 7, 8, 9-year-olds. Should everybody play?
I mean, I've never been in that situation, so I mean,
You put them on the spot, man.
I mean,
Anything
what
he
we
says
do.
is wrong.
He can't answer right.
I mean, 6, 7, 8-year-olds.
Yep.
Yeah, probably so.
Probably everybody should play, right?
Yeah, I mean, they probably paid some money to get there.
Especially if you're up, correct?
Yeah, especially if you're
if you're up.
Yeah.
Now, if you're, I mean,
If you're in a battle, then that's
so
understood.
in this deal y'all went to, there's no rule on that.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So my stance is I don't want to rule on it because I'm coaching in it, and sometimes you pick a tomato can, right? You pick a tomato can. You didn't know, unfortunately you did, but I still feel like it's my job. Even in those tight games, I made sure I rotated people in. And last year, and that we won the tournament, and I had some kids. No, all of my kids were great.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, they were all great. But I made sure I rotated all of my great kids in, even my great, because I had great, and then I had just great. So even my great kids played, and I took my great ones out. So.
Hey, you sound like you have a great team. So how did y'all lose?
He's talking about the team last year.
We won.
Oh, y'all won.
My team last year.
It's a touchy subject.
So,
Yeah.
but if a kid doesn't play, right, I think that child athlete deserves to know why.
Yeah.
And on all levels, right? Like, hey, dude, you're not playing because of X, Y, Z. This is why I can't put you in. You don't know said play. You lack aggression.
Okay,
you know?
that's a good point. So what if I told you that as a coach? Wouldn't you ask, then why is he on this team?
You're on this team because it was 30 spots, bro, and it was another spot. Man, you depth. That's what I would tell him. It's true. You depth. If this guy get hurt, I gotta use you. I ain't got nobody else.
So that's another portion of it.
I would tell him that.
I think if you plan on if you plan, you got 3 running backs, right? Mm-hmm. And you plan on using those 3 running backs, don't go and grab a 4th running back.
Yeah, most definitely.
Don't, or even 2. If it's 2 running backs, that 4 number may be too high. If it's 2 running backs, don't go and grab a 3rd running back just because you got 30 spots. Because mama running back thinks baby running back is going to play.
Yeah,
and you're going to piss mama running back off, and then you're going to deal with problems that you can't deal with because you don't have the ability to deal with that because you're really just a guy who's going to work every day and doing all these things. You're not Coach Berneathy who's doing this all. This is his job, right? You come to call his office complaining about playing time. He's got the answer because that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
You call me during the middle of the day, I'm like, look, dude, I'm running this damn plant. I don't have time to talk about why your kid don't get 6 plays.
But we make time, right? Because it just like our family, we chose to have them. And just like that, we chose to be a coach of football team and be fathers to the rest of these kids. So you make time. If my wife call me when I'm doing my job and say, hey, I got to call you back. This how I pay these dang on bills. Is somebody dead? And I'm doing the same thing for the kids on my team, right? But what we owe everyone is transparency. That's what you own. That's it, dog. And that's all you can do. So before you even go to the showcase, hey, look, this is what it is, mama. He's going to be here. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure he gets in the game. but he's lacking this. I think it still would be good for him to do this. I mean, if the transparency not there, then I understand.
He's a tomato can, and he's not going to play.
Definitely not going to say tomato can. Definitely not going to use those choice of words.
He's a tomato can.
Choice of words.
That would be funny, though. If somebody told you.
Your son is a tomato can. I think
Why
I might
did my
fight him.
son play?
I think I might fight you if you call my son a tomato
He's
can.
a tomato can.
As big as Roy is, if you call my son a tomato can, I would take that as him calling my son a bleep.
Yeah.
He'd probably have to fight.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think there's a lot of people upset about that, and I don't know. I don't like the play call rules in my regular league. Like I don't like. The crazy part is I don't like the play call rules in my regular league, but I don't like when my son doesn't get in the game.
Most definitely.
So that's a tough thing.
Hey, bro.
I mean, the most precious thing in your life is your child.
Yeah.
So you want to see them succeed. That's like whenever a parent talks to me about that, like, hey, I get it. You love your child, but I love this football program, and I got to do what's best for the football program. It's like you got to do what's best for your child. Mm-hmm. And I get it and all that stuff, man. And it's not ever an easy conversation, but I completely understand when parents, I get it.
Yeah.
And that's your baby. Yeah, it makes complete sense.
Man, so offensive for Johnny, right? I pulled him, which is fine. I don't give a damn. I'm trying to win, bro. I don't look. I'll step over anybody to win, right? But he was a little bit upset after the game. But at the end of the day, dude, like I told my son, you'll be great in life, bro. And sometimes it just don't work that way, man. You're not the best person for the job right now. You just gotta live with it. I had another kid that wasn't getting much playing time. On the kickoff, he makes a play. I give him a hug, told him I loved him because I was proud of him. But he wasn't getting in that much. It is what it is, man.
Hey, so I don't know if your son will tell you this, but after that game, man, I didn't have to do it. But this is something that I do. He was out playing, and I was like, hey, man, you're a damn good cornerback. Don't let that situation discourage you.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because he probably could hear from Daddy or anybody else. It was coming from me. I felt like somebody who he doesn't know, somebody who he doesn't really deal with on a regular basis. But I took that time, and me and him had a conversation about that situation, because I kind of see, I do that to my son is on my team, and me and Ricky Brooks, I break my son down. Man, that's terrible, blah blah blah, and get out of my face, because that's my son, and that's how we interact. But when I do it, I always know that Ricky's gonna come back and
most definitely build him back up.
Build him back up. So in that instance, I don't think he was really broken down. I know he probably was a little upset. So I was like, man, I'm gonna talk to him, and make sure he knows that you're still valuable to this team. The dang on receiver's just 6'9".
Yeah, most definitely.
And we got to get somebody bigger out there to cover him right now. So.
And like I said, all we owe these kids, dude, is like I say, make them better young men, and be transparent with them, dude. Tell them the truth about everything.
Yeah.
Tell them the truth about their attitude, how they play. And I'll tell you, a lot of these kids is great. Their attitude's going to get them messed up more than anything. Straight up.
Have them with 157 pounds of marijuana in El Paso.
Hey, man.
That's somebody's son, man. It's like his parents are somewhere like, what in the is going on with this dude, man?
The crazy part about it, man, my favorite show on Netflix is Narcos, man. So I'm sure he came from
he probably just got
Sinaloa's
never know.
cartel or whatever.
He probably
like
just watched a new episode. And he's like,
man,
I got to do that.
Look, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm a square. Like I don't do nothing, but I watch Narcos, man. I thought I could like slang him, dude. Like I maybe.
And with that said,
took another turn.
I didn't do it. I'm just saying. Like I thought it was pretty. Like man, these guys can do it. I probably can do it.
What you doing,
man? I told my kids I would play this song at the end of the podcast. I'm just getting it ready.
Okay.
But is Narcos not a good?
It is. I watch it. I love it.
Right.
I love it.
You don't like it? Why not? It's probably like how I feel when I watch Boys in the Hood. Probably. Like, is that what?
You don't like Boys in the Hood?
No, I do, but it brings back memories for me, dude.
Oh man, that's funny, man. Coach, like, man, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. Man, Coach, we appreciate you though, man,
Yeah, I
coming to spend
appreciate
time
you.
with us, man. We definitely will be out to support. Like I watched you guys play. Dang, who was it?
We'll be out there. We got press passes for Pasadena.
Oh, we got press passes for Pasadena.
Steve got him, right? Steve.
Oh,
so
look at
we'll
that.
be at y'all's games.
Yeah, come on.
I'm gonna be a press guy over there, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want that, but
Catch me after the game. I might talk to you, and I might not.
there you go.
I'm definitely a football guy, so I understand. I am a sore loser. Me, Roy is a sore loser. So I'll probably, if it's a good game and you win, I'll probably be like, hey, what's up, coach? If it's not a good game, I'll leave you alone because I know I want to be left alone. That's I've been playing this game for a long time.
Oh yeah,
I don't want
y'all
people
go to
bothering
like a Pasadena game?
Man, it was somebody y'all played not last year, but the year before, where y'all were losing.
South Houston.
South Houston. I thought it was South Houston. It was South Houston.
That game, I'll never forget. We came back down 21-7 with like 2.5 minutes to go. In the
I
game.
left that game and went to Bush Chicken, right, right outside the stadium. That is not stereotypical.
That is a hell of a bush chicken.
Bush Chicken, Bush's Chicken. I went over there.
Narcos and bush chicken.
And Boys in the Hood.
I don't think it's there anymore.
No, it's
No,
gone.
not.
It's gone. I think I was their last customer.
Yeah, you left a little early.
Yeah, I left too early. And I could hear, like, when I was leaving again, like, I could hear the stadium. I'm like, what the hell is going on? The game is over. But when I looked online the next day, it's like Dobie won. I'm like, wow.
You know, the craziest thing about that game, and I know we need to go, but
No, you're good, bro.
at halftime, we were losing, and it was a big game to make the playoffs. And I told our kids, like, you have an opportunity right now to change the way people look at Dobie. You have that chance right now, and they did it. And then after the game, they're all saying, "Coach, we did it. We changed Dobie. We changed Dobie." And that moment, I will never forget. Never.
That's a big deal, man. I always say, man, I don't know. When my 401k gets big enough, man, I'm gonna come and be somebody's special teams coordinator. I want to go coach football so bad.
Yeah.
It's just it's a hard transition.
Imagine that.
What transition do you speak of?
From working in chemical manufacturing to
What would be the transition? Is what I'm asking.
financially for
Okay,
me.
that's what I figured. You saying okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Special team coordinators in high school ain't gonna get paid that much. They're gonna pay me that much.
Now you got to be an employee of the district.
Yeah.
You saw Duncanville got in trouble for that. So.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, man.
Yeah, Coach Berneathy be suspended for one game.
For one game, he's gonna follow the rules. Point blank period.
Point blank period.
Just want to let you guys know this podcast is sponsored by Bush Chicken.
Which is now closed, so we won't be on loan. Our sponsor does not have any money left. And Boys in the Hood and Narcos.
And Narcos. Narcos is one of my favorite shows. I want to plug that again. Also, if you have children that want to learn to be built as young men and young women, you can come to South Belt Alliance.
Hey, this is not a recruiting platform.
Let him recruit.
I'm just messing, bro.
Let him recruit.
What is it?
You
South
can
Belt?
come to South Belt Alliance. I have a team that went undefeated last year, and I made it to the state championship, man. So if you want to get taught some great technique and learn some good football and have a good time.
Or tomato cans invited.
I do not reference kids as tomato cans.
So when y'all play each other, do y'all actually coach against each other, or y'all just joke?
We don't coach against it.
We don't. He's in a different league, but
Yeah,
got you.
I'm in
it is definitely fun when you coach against people. Like we talk
No,
across.
I was
the
on the sideline when we were playing him back at the state championship. This guy was he was angry.
Yeah,
He was not joking around at all.
Dude, I got a picture of me from that tournament. You should see it. I got a big scowl on my face. I don't know why they took that picture of me at that exact. Like, it's like this close, and I'm like.
So you didn't see the person taking the picture?
Aggression.
No, I didn't, bro.
No, they had a badass camera.
I don't know where they were at, dude. And we won every game, and we didn't come close to losing. So I don't know why I was so mad.
I hate when coaches be faking. Like, man, wasn't realize they're taking the picture. Like, get the out of here, man.
Dude, I swear to you, I don't know when that person took that picture.
Dude, I legit seen the coach give his phone to his wife, bro. He's like, caught me off guard.
Hey, man, this dude crazy, man.
Father-son moment.
Look that way. They're gonna catch us talk. I'm gonna talk to you, and they're gonna take it from the side. Hey man. Hey man, what's the YouTube? What is our? What is the social media?
At tomato cans
At tomato cans
podcast.
That's the new name of the tomato can podcast.
This show is sponsored by Hunts.
Campbell's tomatoes.
Hey man, y'all get at us, Hunts. Anybody that makes ketchup or anything like that, tomato cans. Like I'm gonna get a tomato can and put like one of my players' heads on top of it, and I'm gonna bring it to practice. This is what you're acting like. This you missed the block.
Tomato
you
can
tomato
of the week.
Start hitting it.
Tomato can of the week. Hey, next year at the banquet, we're going to have tomato can of the year. I'm going to build a big, giant tomato can and send it home with one of the kids.
Bro. Every week on Greater Houston Air Sports, we're going to do the tomato can team of the week, bro.
Tomato can team of the week.
We got a team of the week, bro.
Tomato can team of the week.
Brought to you by the check.
And you're going to put the no, we'll do it here.
Okay.
We'll do it here on Wednesdays.
But you got to hit it. Ugh, this punch.
Punch it in the stomach. Punch it in the stomach. We'll do it here every Wednesday.
God,
It did.
Coach, so when I told you, like I gave Coach the breakdown of the show, the last 30 minutes of this show is pure foolishness.
Yeah, I see.
It's not anything, like we get serious for a while and then the last 30 minutes is pure foolishness and we just joke around. So that's why we try to let y'all get out of here before we start. Start this jump.
I would also like to say any kids who have caps in their mouth, silver teeth, the golden ones, or just missing your teeth and you're 9 years old and they came in yet, come through, man. Come through. We want you. You matter. I have special mouthpieces for you.
If your kids say curse words,
bring them to me. Those are the ones I want.
Bring them.
Yes.
And look, if you got a tomato can, the Pasadena Panthers are still signing. The Pasadena Panthers have roster spots, and they're ready. They're ready for the tomato
Santa Fe Indians just joined Baffle.
And they will receive tomato can of the week at least 9 times this year.
The Alvin Raiders.
8-time tomato can of the week. Hey, that's going to be, look, when we do it, you got to be like, and for the 15th time, the 15-time tomato can of the week recipient.
Give it up for Santa Fe.
The Hall of Fame.
Why are you saying it like that?
You got to have the announcer. And this week's tomato can of the week.
And you know him. You've seen him.
They are who we thought they were.
Hey, man, we got to get that. We got to get some buzzers in here. We got to get that. And we got to hit, they are who they thought we were. Santa Fe.
You know you're our son, a freaking tomato can.
I'm telling you, my kids, if you play for my team, I'm telling you, I'm going to buy tomato cans right when I leave here. And if you don't perform, you will have your head, your face put
the
on
messed
top
up part,
of
I
tomatoes.
hate tomatoes, bro. I hate tomatoes. Like,
Have you ever tried them like grilled?
No, dog, I hate
No, they're
tomatoes.
good. I don't like tomatoes neither, but they're good grilled.
No, dog, I see a tomato, I slap a tomato, bro.
Man, what's the social media, man?
Hey, and all jokes aside,
Dude, I just
Hey,
go.
hey, Coach Berneathy, I got my resume I'm gonna give you before you leave. Hey, can you give Coach Berneathy my resume? My coaching resume?
Yeah.
Let him see it.
I'm gonna give it to him.
Let him check it out, man.
Dude, I go on HEB, I go right down the produce aisle. I just
Crush all the
get all the
tomatoes.
tomatoes and stir them. I don't even weigh them.
I'm getting lightheaded.
I don't even weigh the tomatoes.
I don't weigh that crap. Freaking tomato.
Shut up.
What is the social?
At the Check Down Podcast HTX.
Oh man.
Hey, on a serious note, I want to thank Coach for coming in.
Man, for sure, Coach.
Seriously though, I know you have a busy schedule. We appreciate you, Sky. We appreciate you coming in. Hopefully, we'll get you back on soon, right before the season, without the joking.
Right.
Yeah.
And but yeah, we appreciate both of you coming on. Best of luck in your season.
Appreciate it.
We'll be out at your games with those press passes. We gotta hold Steve to that. Yeah, we really appreciate you guys coming on. So social media is Facebook is at the Checkdown Podcast HTX. Same thing for Instagram and our YouTube channel.
Twitter is Check Down Roy.
I don't know why it's Check Down Roy, but it's Check Down Roy.
His name is Roy, bro.
Because I want to fame. I want to be.
It's a.
I want to be Beyonce
Dude,
of the
you
group.
look, check down Roy. You can do check down Robert, bro. Check down Raw.
Dude,
No, we
Twitter's
don't-
too live for me, dude.
We don't have enough followers yet.
Twitter's too live for you.
We got like 500 following and 22 followers. So y'all got to help us out, man. Y'all watch this show. Get our followers up, man. I don't tweet anything. I just retweet whatever. Coach Berneathy, everything he tweets from now on, I'll retweet it.
Tomato can.
Dude, if you want to get some followers, this what you do. We're gonna get some tomato cans, bro. Just crush them, bro. Just like live and just tag our stuff in there. People
Just
get all
tomato
kind
cans.
go viral.
Yeah, for sure. It will.
Viral.
Julio, you good?
Yeah, we're good. Good job.
Johnny
Oh,
Will?
look, I told
Appreciate you.
Hold up. I told my kids I was going to play this.
Is it on?
South Belt is the label that pays me.
My kids like this stuff.
What is this?
Don't worry about it.
Sounds like a freaking tomato can to me.
Thank you for tuning in to the Check Down Podcast HTX. I'm your host, Robert Lopez, along with my co-host, Roy Swan. Thank you guys for coming in. We'll see you next week. Be sure to share, like all of our pages, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube channel. Have a great week.